ready.
Now you're ready. Now you're here. Talk to us, John.
Well, hello and good evening, folks, and welcome to Growing Shadows, our Ninja Crusade 2nd Edition actual play by Third Eye Games. So, tonight's game is going to come with a standard warning that these games involve concepts of war, possible death, and peril, as well as harm to children. But this is done in the vein of Stranger Things, Goonies, or Naruto. If you are extremely sensitive to these kind of topics being role-played out, this game might not be for you, but that's okay. Also tonight, the game will contain scenes that involve fictional depictions of labor camps, things that do exist in the real world and can also be a little bit triggering for some people. So please stay informed, stay knowledgeable, do some research, and get active, because games can be political and learning experiences. That said, we got a couple things, a couple announcements we're going to go ahead and talk about really quickly. First up, I'm going to mention that the company that publishes Ninja Crusade, Third Eye Games, is launching or has launched a Twitch channel. It is a combination of both Third Eye Games, which publishes games such as Apocalypse Prevention Incorporated, Ninja Crusade, Part-Time Gods, the AMP series, all amazing games. And so there's all those games that they publish. And they've joined forces with Craig from Nerdburger Games, who publishes the Capers series, as well as Murder and Acquisitions. Some really good games, and Craig has been on our podcast 3 times. And so just tossing out there, the name of the new channel is Nerd Eye. So kind of a combination of Third Eye Games as well as Nerdburger Games. So nerd_I EYE. So please be sure to go ahead and go check them out, subscribe, and be sure that way you can see when new content comes out. Who knows? We might actually see another Ninja Crusade game or actual play come this way. That would be really cool.
That would be cool. Sorry, I had looked over our shoulder and I discovered that our deadbolt was locked and our roommate would not be able to enter the house.
That would be bad. I also
Has he texted you by chance?
Not yet. I had one more that I definitely
message.
wanted to mention, and that is that Todd Crapper, who works for Third Eye Games, he's a wonderful game developer.
Made our logo.
Yeah, made
up
the
in
logo.
the upper left-hand side of your screen.
He is getting ready to launch a new Kickstarter. It will be coming on November 17th. And this Kickstarter is called Vision Layers. The idea of Vision Layers is that they're going to be creating accessibility updates for games and also providing education to game and RPG creators to be able to make accessible games. So that's a really cool thing. With the Kickstarter coming, and this is part of the reason I also mentioned this, is that Capers, Ninja Crusade, and also Never Going Home, which we've also done on a podcast, which Steven was a part of.
Yeah.
All 3 of those are going to be coming in that Kickstarter. And the idea of getting more games out there, and especially getting more people playing Ninja Crusade, always makes me happy. So those are the general announcements. Other than that, we'll just go ahead and say that we do have merch up in the store. Go passionerdly.com. You can go and find all of our merch as well as various articles and also our various shows other than here on Twitch. So with that said, are we ready to go ahead and roll some credits for the opening?
Maybe roll an intro.
Maybe
even?
roll an intro.
All right. Yep. 1 second, Chow.
Slow into the these saddles. Let's not grow with the rest of the keys, and now I'm glowing. And I guess the time in the hand you can find toys from the past. The brains ain't counting, I feel always trying to. Gonna see it through. Throwing out things to the flood up, then get sued. Then get sued.
All right, so welcome back. Tonight's game, we find our ninjas in the Bridge to Triumph province. I believe it's the Bridge to. Is it Bridge to Triumph?
Bridge to Battle, I believe, is what you've been calling it to us.
Ah,
Is
sorry,
it
yeah.
Triumph?
No, there's the Triumph province, and then there is the Bridge to Battle. So
I'm going to find out if you're wrong.
Bridge to bridge combat.
bridge to bridge.
Oh, well, now we're in our... We have a Star Trek game coming in January, folks. The Voyages of will be a rotating cast.
So-
For serious and reals, yeah.
But
But if we're gonna do bridge to bridge, if we're gonna do bridge to bridge combat, I've got to bridge to bridge. I can't talk, y'all.
I actually think y'all would do pretty good taking on Star Wars characters. Y'all could probably kick their butts.
Now we're doing Star Wars. Well, we don't have a Star Wars game scheduled, but
Star
we
Trek,
might.
You know me.
Well, they're. I do know
Look,
you, but that doesn't mean that they're the same.
No, they're not.
Do I though?
Ninja are cool, but I don't think they could fight Jedi.
I mean,
Okay, now
I mean-
that I will agree, but who can say?
I think it depends on the ninja.
Maybe Key is the Force, or maybe the Force is Key.
I think
No, because the Force is an external thing, and Ki comes from inside. It's obviously there in the lore, John.
Obviously.
Were y'all ready for this
Obviously.
heated debate tonight?
yeah, we're starting the show. I mean, I'm just trying to level up my character because I forgot. This is interesting. If I ever have more yang than yin, I get +2 health. And when my yin is higher than my yang, I have +2 psyche. And if my ki is balanced, I have +1 health, +1 psyche, as well as a +1 bonus to jutsu activation checks.
Because you
You've
are
done
a
lot of things.
warden of equilibrium.
I am, so I need to be equal. What is I don't even know what my stuff is. I don't even know where my ki and my yin and yang and have I ever looked at this
Bottom right.
character sheet before?
Who is this person?
Oh no, my yang is always higher than my yin, so I always have +2 health. Is that true?
That would be correct.
Well, crumbs. Why didn't I know that?
Because technically you weren't a member of the.
Oh
Warden's
yeah, it's
Equilibrium
It's
yet.
fairly new now. So 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So that said, though, we are going to go ahead and do a little bit of backstory for this moment because we got some new people in the chat tonight. I definitely want to say thank you to David and Amanda for coming in. And I know that we're going to have Greg joining us again in about 45 minutes.
Is your phone sound on? I just heard a tink in the. I heard
I heard it, but it was not my phone because I know it's off.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Which
I
one
think
of
that
you?
might be. I think that might be
Whose
me.
Facebook Messenger is going tink?
I forgot to mute my phone.
No, it's fine.
I turned the media off so the stream doesn't go.
But yeah, no, I do that stuff too. No, it's fine. I'm just being a brat.
But when last we left
Well,
our...
I'm taking this seriously now.
When last we left our intrepid group of ninja, and a little bit further back than that, if you have been following the stories that I have woven for Ninja Crusade, this all started with a clandestine meeting that took place involving a figure known as Sakamoto Eiko. Sakamoto Eiko was trying to form a people's rebellion, and the ninjas stumbled upon it. And I'm giving this a little bit of backstory to also my players because these are different players than the ones that I started off with for the podcast. But in that story, Sakamoto Eiko was poisoned, and it was believed that more than likely one of the other people attending that meeting was the poisoner. Who it was specifically, no one is quite certain. But there were 4 people that were present at that meeting. Fujita Fumio, Nakoba Shuji, Igurashi Juro, and Tetsuya. Of those 4 people, the essentially the members of the Ninja Crusade, with our characters now entering into the story and becoming ninja in their own right, they basically said, okay, here's some people that we need you to investigate and look into. So take your pick. Our players for this game have chosen to go after or go investigate Igurashi Juro, who is the governor of this province and currently the ruling family of a city known as Heiminmu. So that is a long backstory, giving everybody an idea of where things are right now. When last we left this team in Ninja, though, they had just left the hidden village of the clan of the Virtuous Body Gardeners, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
There we go. The clan's holdings were in a hidden location that was essentially underwater. There was a hidden cave that had to be found, and the only clue that our team had was that it was in a forest of endless depth. Figuring out the exact method of what that riddle meant, they located this place, met with the leader of the clan, not only the leader of the clan, but also the founder of it, and now have a better idea of what's going on in this province. And so our group has departed the hidden village and are on their way to Heiminmu. And this is where we find ourselves. I will say that as you exit out of the forest on your way to the city, you exit out, and there before you are miles and miles of farmland and land that is being used for production of crops. You would believe that this is likely designed or meant to feed the city. And in the far distance, you see a plume of smoke. And you would believe that that smoke is likely coming from the city of Heiminmu. And that is where we're going to go ahead and begin everything for our players. What exactly are y'all doing? What is the plan for this game?
First things first, changing out of my wet clothes after getting out of that lake.
Okay.
Putting
Yeah.
on, I watched Forrest Gump. I know you're supposed to change your socks.
Yeah, Kyo, I excuse myself to change into different clothes.
I just shake dry. You guys thought I was a chump and brought extra clothes. You got another thing coming.
It's the closest thing to a bath that you've had in a while.
I know, and I just got 2 of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
in succession.
Yeah, so you're double clean and should be
You're
clean
welcome.
longer now.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I've probably taken my shirt off to wring it out, and y'all will be able to see all of the different tattoos that are new on Takumi's body since the last time that y'all have actually seen him.
Bitchin'.
Tattoos and likely
Those are
also
really cool.
scars.
Yeah, tattoos
Can you
and scars.
say that on here?
I did.
It's too late now.
I'm the producer. I'm the director.
I didn't know we were allowed to curse.
Do you have the one?
we're PJ
Do you have the one across your chest? No regrets.
No regrets. We're PG-13. We're allowed 1 F-bomb per show. And, yeah, actually, we are PG-13. so yeah.
Stay
Kyo-
tuned to see who does it first.
Kyo definitely drops a bean right there. She's just like, or he's like, whoa, that's really cool. Can I get one of those?
I mean, you can get one of these, but it won't do what I was able to do with it back when we were having dinner.
I know I already asked, but can I still get like a dog? Or like 3 of them?
Are you
I mean,
talking
like a
like an
tattoo.
actual dog or like tattoos?
No, a tattoo. I got a dog.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if we get more dogs, we could have a cart. They could pull a cart, like if they're big enough. Dire dogs.
Those are some big dogs.
We could get
That
dire
would have to
dogs.
be-
Ranto.
I don't think
That's
they'll
not
get
the-
that big. They could pull a sled.
There's some Saint Bernards up in here.
I mean, they don't have to pull us. They would need to just pull, like, our stuff, so I could have more stuff. I think there's some of us who might like to have a few more amenities on the road.
Like what?
More clothes would be one.
You
Somewhere
are-
to store my glorious riches would be great, and maybe a sidecar for my intellect.
You're one of the most extra ninja I have ever met.
Well, I was a merchant before I was a ninja, so it's all about the sale.
Yes. Toan?
And I really want to know
Got-
what a sidecar on a wagon looks like.
Oh, yes, Guy.
Guy would also like to have a stable place so we can play board games on while we travel.
Oh, see? See? It is not just me.
I am with Kyou on this.
See?
Camo, of course, will, naturally hearing the word dog, because usually that's kind of, whenever Camo would get in trouble or be underfoot, your parents, of course, would yell, "Get the dog out of here," or whatever. And so just hearing dog over and over again is just like, kind of wandering up to everybody knows it's about him.
Well, I give Camu a good behind the ears scratch with a good boy, such a big strong boy.
Let's all take a turn to appreciate Camu.
We love Camu.
He enjoys the heck out of that and just plops down in the middle of everybody and lets everyone pet him.
And
we are sure what kind of animal he is, right?
he's a dog.
And of course, hearing
I
that,
don't know. There was discussion
ears
about
up.
other things.
He's a good boy, is what he is.
Guy's going to appreciate Camu from a distance.
Oh,
Aw.
that's
And
fine.
after
But
approximately
y'all were
45
part-
minutes of this,
Y'all were partners.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we cut it short this time for the sake of the mission.
Speaking of all these things, really quick, I forgot two things. First and foremost, we need to get our extra key and our extra
Our
karma.
karma.
going in. First and foremost, I said that for every person who was wearing something ninja related tonight, that I would go ahead and give that person an extra point of key.
I
So-
forgot about that.
I mean, do our butt
Or-
naked dumplings count?
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
So-
why I rushed to make them.
If I turn around and moon the camera, does that count?
No.
That might get us in trouble.
No. Can't even have feet on Twitch. Definitely not
Wow.
butts. But art butts, I mean, I've seen some of the video games kids play on this here
Is-
platform.
is Bloodborne ninjas?
No.
Technically, no.
No.
Sorry. So that though, how many subscribers are we up to at this point?
Okay, well, last I checked, we were at least 40. So
Oh my gosh.
Cool.
That's
I
exciting.
I went through a gifting phase. Every time we were doing a lot of charity streams, so I was like handing them out left and right. Let me see where we are. And then of course, Tentacle Greg in chat that one night gave us 10 for being late, and he's late again. No, I'm joking, Greg. If you hear this, it's all a joke. Let's see here. Let me find out how many of subscribers we have. Subscribers. Wow. Don't make noise. Don't make noise, Twitch. I don't want you to make noise. Thank you.
Oh, I thought you were talking to us.
No, not you. We are at 46.
I am.
46. Wow.
Cool.
I'm gonna have to come up with a new metric.
I mean, it's not going to stay that way, but I mean, it'd be great if it did. Y'all who got subscriptions, if you want to stick around, that would be amazing. But, I get it. That's a lot.
So I'm gonna say this, because of the situation, what's gonna be happening tonight, and everything else. I'm gonna use a little bit of the old metric, which what I was doing originally was giving you, for every 5 points, I would give you an extra karma and an extra reroll. If I did that tonight, that means
We
that
would
you
be
would
loaded.
get 8 key or 8 karma. 9. So what I'm gonna say is this: you have 9 things to choose from.
And so we can split it between karma
Split
or
it between karma, or split it between karma or rerolls. So
Ooh, some more dice or re-rolling bad rolls.
Do we have to call it now, or can we call it on the fly and say, hey, I want to spend one of our table points?
It
To
might
add
be less
key.
confusing to call it now, unless you
Yeah.
guys think you can track it.
I mean, I would be tracking it with poker chips. I already gave us
Okay.
our starting karma, which is one for
5.
each player,
Yep.
right? And then David gave us a karma already in chat tonight.
Sweet.
So we're up to 6 karma already. I think we should take at least half in karma. I feel like karma is more usable, and it'll go away at the end of the night. So, if we don't use it.
Yeah, I mean, having more karma than rerolls is good, but the rerolls are nice for when we have a big karma pool and then we just botch it.
So since chat can grant us karma, how about we do 4 additional karma and then
5
5
rerolls.
key? Or is it rerolls? I thought it was key.
Rerolls. It's rerolls.
Rerolls. 5 rerolls.
Yeah,
Does
down
that
with that.
work?
yeah.
Okay. So the way I'll track that is I will give us 4 more green chips, which are our key, or our karma. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yep. And then our blue chips here will be, I'll have 5 rerolls on the table. And then if you need
Okay.
your bad karma, your doom tokens over there,
Your bar.
then yeah.
All right. Now, after y'all change or anything else, I think y'all were talking about maybe doing some disguises or something.
Well, so we have been in our chat. I guess we should do this in character. So I have an idea, y'all. I have an idea, guys, about how we can get into the city. Once I come back after I've changed clothes and stop petting the dog, we need to get closer to the city and kind of see what it looks like, because we really don't even know what we're working with at this point. But based on the information that we were given, it's okay. Come on in. No, that's fine.
Wild Sam
based-
appears.
Oh yeah, based on the information we were given from, let me remember her name, Sumi. Based on the information we were given from Sumi, we need to be very careful if there are Imperial troops amassing not far from here. And then beyond that, we need to find a way into the city, right?
Essentially, yes. I mean, the troops are going to be far enough away from here that you're not going to risk running into them, but they would act as very quick reinforcements if something went wrong. So think like they'd be here in 2 days if there was an outright rebellion.
The Empire, okay.
Yeah.
So my thinking is this. Now, Guy, you mentioned that you have a network, but it would take like a week?
Yeah, I don't have many agents in this area, and so we
Okay.
can roughly estimate that. Well, I'll get something useful in about a week's time.
Okay. And so when we have our scout, Takumi can scout ahead if we need him to.
Mm-hmm.
But if we need to get in there, the best option that I can think of is that we figure out a way, which is difficult because we didn't bring a whole lot with us, but we figure out a way to, I can pretend or just be me and be a merchant. We'll come up with a different name. We don't do a lot of trade up here, but so nobody should recognize me. But I could be a merchant. Oh, we lost Steven again. I could be a merchant with essentially servants. And if we're heading into an area where there's a child labor camp, I've passed for an adult before. They didn't question us at all at the port when we went through Sensuman. I think I could pass for an adult again. I would just wear nicer clothes, stand a little taller, and put on an air of not being me. And you may be surprised, but I can do that. I've been working on it in the last 6-7 months. And we just dirty you guys up. And so, because if it's already a child labor camp, I don't want them to take us into, I know that they probably shouldn't, but I don't even want to give them an idea. And so I think we pretend that
we're your little
you're
urchins.
you're my little urchins that
Yeah,
help
yeah.
me sell stuff and carry stuff and do stuff and Yeah, and I think if there's any question over why you guys just don't beat the crap out of me and like take all my stuff, then I'll just I can come up with something. I'll make Chet be like a little bodyguard or something, and
Well, what's gonna stop us from just beating the crap out of Chet?
it's pretend. It's
The
pretend.
fact,
The
Oh,
the fact that
the-
we're on the same side, I would hope.
I'm just getting confused. I got it.
the idea was something along the lines of we were separated from our families to be laborers,
Yes.
and we were working for Kyou basically under her parents because his parents have our parents.
Right. Exactly. So we'll come
It's a blackmail hostage kind of a thing.
right, which sounds like what's already happening in Heiminmu. Is the kids have been taken. If I remember what Sumi said, the children and what Akakage and everybody said, that the children are being held in the labor camps to force obedience of the adults. This is kind of the reverse. But, I can pretend like, oh, this is an interesting idea. Maybe I'll take this idea back to my family, and I'll think of a city on a map.
So if the end goal is to, at the very minimum, figure out whether or not the leader, whose name escapes me,
Igurashi
Poison-
Juro.
if Juro was the poisoner, then do we need to wait the full week for spies to be set up around the town, or do we just infiltrate, pretend for a day or two while we're scouting out a way in, and then we go in, we get the answers that we need, and we get out?
I feel like getting in and getting out would be the safest thing. I'm afraid if we wait too long, then we're going to draw suspicion, especially since I don't have any goods. Or unless we can find some goods. If we can get some goods out here, and
I mean, we're in a forest and we got a long ways to go.
none of you are
It'd
good
be
with
faster.
poisons, are you?
Oh,
Poisons?
I'm a little bit surprised that you don't just always have some on you.
I mean, I probably do to some degree, but I don't know what we said we brought. Did we have like boxes and stuff? Sorry, I should be looking at John in the camera, not next to me.
Now, from what I remember, did y'all bring a cart? Because I don't remember that.
we got to
Oh,
we
no.
got to where we currently were by boat, and
Yes.
then
Yeah.
we immediately went from boat to here, and then went down in the lake and came back up. So we don't really have anything transportation wise with
anything.
us.
Is there another city anywhere near here?
Actually, no. Now, the thing is that there are, where you're at right this moment, tons of farms. Just think, as far as the eye can see right this moment, it is a mixture of grain farms, rice paddies, a few orchards dotted across the landscape. And so there's always a chance that you could locate something or, scavenge some stuff together.
What if I say we were robbed? Like, and we come to the city gates, and I'm like, I was fell upon by bandits. They burned my cart. Only me and my workers made it out alive. Can we speak to the governor of this town and raise our concerns that there are bandits on the roads?
I like that plan. That sounds like a solid plan.
And then that explains why we don't have anything, or at least not much. I mean, I have some finer clothes, but
I mean, the flip side is that we could always just Shanghai the next delivery that's heading into the city,
we could be
and
the
then
bandits.
take it in ourselves.
Just let me know how y'all want to do it.
Why don't we approach the city and take a look at it first, and then we determine what would be the best route of entry, whether it's trying to form an ally with somebody who can get us in, or if it's falling on the mercies of the town governor.
Chet is against robbing people.
Well, I'm against robbing them too, but I'm saying maybe we can be like, hey, we're doing this thing. Where are you headed? Do you mind helping us out? I mean, I don't know. We could find somebody that's part of the coalition. I don't.
Doesn't? Hey, I mean, we're walking
know.
past a bunch of farmers. Doesn't Kyou have money? You could just buy stuff from them.
I do have money.
I just assume you have a lot of money.
I mean, I could. I don't know if I have enough to buy a cart though to make it really look like I really sell it. But let's see what we find. How far away, GM, are we from Heiminmu at this place at the pond?
So, when you leave, by the time you leave the forest, you're looking at even seeing the amount of fields, even seeing the smoke plume. It is going to. I will tell you, it's going to be deceptive. You're looking at still about 2 days on the road.
Okay. 2
Oh
days.
wow, yeah.
So yeah, let's start down the road towards the plume of smoke, and see if we run into anybody on the road or find a farm that maybe have some kindly elder folk that we can charm. Or younger folk, but elder folk like kids, right? Right, guys?
I mean, are we
Depends on the
going as kids, or are we going as your urchins, your little lackeys?
We'll keep that up for now. Let's keep that up, and we'll keep up the bandit line for now that we've been robbed, and just need a cart to get, and we can return it on the way back.
All right, then everybody's gonna need a little bit of dirt on their face. Come here, I'll help you all out.
I'm not putting it on now. We're still 2 days away.
Yeah, but what if we run into people and then someone's just like, "Hey, you guys were clean 2 days ago. What happened?"
And also,
We just came across a lake to clean
also-
ourselves up in.
the longer it stays
Just
on,
cover up
the more
your-
natural it looks.
As exhibited by Ranto's lifestyle. Put a little bit on over in case they see your ink. You should probably use some dirt to
So,
kind of cover that up.
That was a question I had, GM. Are my tattoos unique enough to pin me as a virtuous bodyguarder, or could I just be a tattoo enthusiast if I was walking around?
It's going to mark you as unusual. It will
Sure.
not necessarily mark you as a virtuous bodyguarder. But if anyone ever sees, like if any troop or town official sees the tattoo on your neck, which is part of the process of becoming a virtuous bodyguarder, is a brand the back of your neck,
Yeah,
they're going to know.
Then we definitely need to cover that up.
Yeah.
Takumi.
I wear my hair long for a reason.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Just to get the scent, just do a little bit on the wrist, a little bit on the neck.
Sure.
I
The
reach
scent of
down. I reach down to the ground and I
Ranto.
grab a handful of dirt and I start spitting on it and patting it. And I'm like, all right, Takumi, come over here.
Oh
Okay.
no.
All right.
I don't know why we have to do this now, but okay.
And I
Just in case we meet somebody on the road. I'm sure we'll find another body of water.
start mushing it on your face for good measure.
Mush.
Oh no.
Mush.
Yep. All right, Guy, you're next.
No.
All right, come on, Shorty.
Hey, if I'm doing it, you're
No.
doing it, guy. I will hold you down.
It feels fine. It keeps you cool. I
Windmill.
think. Okay, well, I just
I'm
grab
going
your
to
hand
hold
and I
the
just smash it
flailing
in your
guy.
face.
Yeah.
I've already started on mine.
Kyou, I'm just
down with
tidying
this
up. Yeah, I'm just tidying up, pulling my hair more tightly back into the top knot and counting the coins in my bag.
Sorry, I'm looking at chat and somebody put the scent of urchin.
Yeah, I was thinking eau de
Le garbage.
le garbage. Eau de Ranto.
Oh, I can't forget about myself.
It sounds like
I
a
just-
western.
I start.
Yeah. Ode to Ranto.
Yeah.
Just
You know, the best way to do it is just to literally sit down and start rolling around. But something
Well,
tells
that's
me
what
you
I was
won't
thinking.
indulge.
It's like we get a day closer, and then we all roll down a hill, and then we just keep going.
I was just taking
You say it.
Camu's lead.
You say it like packing dirt is easy. It takes forever to get the perfect natural layer.
As y'all are moving across the countryside, though, you'll ever so often see farmers in the distance or people, and even before you can get into eye shot or earshot, it's like they look your way and they immediately retreat to their homes.
Good.
People seem to be a little bit unfriendly. Is a good way to put it.
Interesting. So this is all the farmsteads that we find that are like this?
A lot of them are like that. Now you could always go across the farms and go try to knock on one of their doors or whatever, but by and large, it seems that people out here, maybe there's something to fear. Who knows?
What is the predominant crop here?
Predominant crop is going to be grain. So
What
pretty much
sort of grain?
wheat, things along those
Okay.
of that nature. Staples that can last for a long
Is
time.
rice a grain as
It
well?
is as well.
Mm-hmm.
Rice, wheat, alfalfa. All right. If we come upon a, gosh, I feel like those kinds of things that the city's already going to have a supplier for them. Any textiles?
Not really. But I
This is
would let you
when-
spend 2 karma to find a local weaver.
What were you going to say, Takumi?
Well, this is the thought I was having. Is like if we do come across something that's rarer than the farms in the surrounding area, which there are probably already supplying the city.
Mm-hmm.
If we're trying to get an in into the city, it would be easier if we just shanghaied somebody.
Yeah.
Could we use the 2 karma to will a cart into existence with stuff worthy enough to Shanghai?
Takumi,
Yes.
I've never seen you so on fire to just steal from people.
Yeah.
It's not about stealing from the people. It's about getting us a way into the city, and outside of selling ourselves to the highest bidder, I'm not sure how we're getting in there outside of sneaking in. It's either through the front gates or sneaking in.
I don't know. I like lying and just saying we were robbed, and hey, we want to take it up with the government of this area.
I
And
mean,
they're just
we can
letting people out here rob people.
say we were robbed, and if nobody wants to help, then maybe we do the robbing.
Well, if we spend the 2 karma to bring a cart
need a-
into existence, then
Yeah, we need at least a cart.
let's talk to the person, because I do know some people on my little list here. Maybe we can be lucky enough that it'll be Sawayuki.
Is that going to be one of your allies?
It is my ally.
Your ally? For them to be here. Now, the thing is that is an ally for back in Danketsu.
Oh.
If you want to spend 3 karma, it is like
Additional karma or one more over the 2
one
that I
more
just
over
spent?
the 2. And remember, this is karma. Is everybody down for her spending this karma?
I'm okay with it.
I mean, we're still
fine
at
with it.
7.
True.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm
And,
with it.
We can always fall on the mercy of chat to give us more. Or I believe, yeah, I would fall on the mercy of chat first.
All right.
But yeah, or somebody that's associated with Yuki. She was a toy maker and a distributor, so it's not as though it would be impossible that somebody out here with ties to her might
Okay. Well, with the 3 karma, I'm going to say that
Oh, she sells candles as well.
Yeah. You actually run into her on the road, and she informs you that she has is basically trapped in this section of the world because she cannot get through the southern section, which I believe is the Triumph Province. She cannot pass through it right now because the army has blocked all the roads.
Well, what an interesting problem to have. Sorry, didn't have the right chat command. It's really interesting that we've met you at this juncture. We could really use a little help, and it has been so long. I haven't seen you in many years. Sukiya, I am grown now.
You don't know how to talk to people, do you?
I am grown
I
now,
do,
yes.
but I was gonna say something about being a ninja, but then Kyou thought better of it because you never know who's listening.
I'm a ninja.
That's why I didn't say it. That's why I just said I was grown. F with me, I'm grown now. Okay. But we hug, kiss on the cheek. I'm like, y'all. Do you remember? Which one? This is.
You
which
don't
one
even
is-
know.
No, I was gonna ask John. Which one is surname here?
Usually it's going to be
The first one
proper name, then their surname.
in here.
Yeah.
Even it's not gonna be reversed like we.
Should be.
Family name is second.
Yes.
So I would call-
family name is first. Sorry.
So Yuki. What would I call her? What would be the honorific?
Kun would work, but
Yuki-kun.
yeah. But this is also, as always.
Oh yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be like, do y'all remember? Y'all remember Yuki? She used to sell toys in our village, in our home village. Does she have other workers with her?
I will say that she is assisted by one other worker.
Okay. Do we know them? Do they look familiar?
Sure.
Hi, Bob.
Do we? Do we also remember Kyou stumbling over his words while talking to Yuki?
Oh, I remember. I'm never forgetting.
What, like ever in my life? Like, are you implying that
like,
maybe I have a crush on
consistent
Yuki?
Yeah, on a consistent basis.
I just stand a little taller and I ignore you.
Oh yeah.
As it is. So you're trying to get back home and you can't because of the troops. How many troops did you see there?
Oh, on the border?
Yeah.
It's the prince's entire legion is there.
Oh.
That's not good. That's a lot.
Big number. Big number.
Well, we've been sent. We have a task farther north,
For y'all, it would be east.
farther east.
You're going to Heiminmu?
Yeah.
We are. It's
For business.
yeah, it's for business. And
I didn't think it was for pleasure.
well, I am still doing now that I'm older, I'm doing more of the circuits for my father, and but we were fell upon by bandits about I don't know, a few kilometers west from here, and we lost all of our stuff, and
That's terrible. Go ahead and
was.
give me.
It was
Let's just see if because you're trying to be a little deceptive with
I am.
them. So go ahead and give me a roll on that. What are you looking at doing?
So, well, if you said I'm being deceptive, let's go ahead and put
Yeah.
3 on the deceptive pool. I've got that. And
Can
then
you use the fact that we all look so dirty and wretched to earn sympathy?
yeah,
I will
Except
allow
for
that
Kyou.
as an additional. Let's go ahead and throw that in there as an additional.
as an aid.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a +1 die to the pool.
And then persuade.
Persuade would work, yes.
Or, yeah, persuade I think would be my best one here. So let's grab another 3, and that puts me at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is probably enough. Now I will say my oh, it's not a jutsu roll. Never mind. I was gonna say I get a +1 on a boost. Blah 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 blah. Okay.
Ooh.
That's pretty good. I
looks pretty
rolled
good. That
two
looks like-
7s, a 9, and 2 10s. So 1, 2. So that's
Plus,
4, 5, 6, 7, 7.
Trying to remember, is it 7s, 8s, 9s?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So the
Yeah.
4 and 3 didn't roll, but 5 of the dice did, and 2 of them were 10s. So
There we go.
2, 4, 6, 7.
All right,
I
well, you
hope
did better
you-
than
I-
me. I only got 1 for them, so they believe you outright. They say, "Oh, that's terrible."
Do we gain karma?
Sucker.
Do we gain karma if I
For-
roll really well?
No, for
No.
a
A
negative
boost.
roll, and then you can also turn. How many did you go over?
What was the difficulty?
Difficulty,
Over what? It was opposed, so they
yeah,
got
it's
1, so I was
opposed, so-
6.
Yeah, you could go for a boost. Oh, hey, Tentacle Greg, thank you so much.
Hey, good to see you. Oh, and he gave you a karma, and he gave us a karma. So here's your bad karma.
Thank you, thank you.
Your 1 bad karma. Thank you, Tentacle
Thank
Greg.
you,
It's good to see
yeah.
you. I just liar, liar, pants on fire. My old ally. And but yeah. So what are the boosts options?
Boosts are going
Gain
to
more
be
info or something,
yes,
or-
gain more info is one of them.
Or more stuff? Because I'm like, yeah, it was really, really dangerous. I highly recommend that you be careful if you head that way. But your friend here seems quite strapping. Is there any way, Yuki, that I don't know, that we could use your cart? It would be easier to get past the prince's guards if you didn't have it, because we were able to get through on foot pretty easily.
I try not to go there too often because there are.
Thank you, Amanda. Another karma.
I mean, with the business that I'm in, especially selling toys, most of the village proper that makes up the first part of the city is all older people. I'm not trying to say like they're all elderly, but they're usually, too unfit, not fit enough to be working in the mine or the forges, or already own a business there. And all the children pretty much are in what the governor calls the academy. You might be able to, if you take the cart, I'll make you this deal. If you take the cart and can sell the goods to the headmaster of the academy there, we'll split the profit at some point. If next time I see you back in Danketsu, and on top of that, if you could just give me a little something so I can get a ship out. I mean, if I can at least get a ship and it's just me and my guard here, and we're not having to carry the wagon, that might work for us.
So, are you asking for financial to get on a boat? That's fine.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
And then
Because we were on a chartered craft over to where we landed. We didn't take a boat personally somewhere.
Yeah, so we can definitely, I can give you what it cost for us to get on there. It should be fine.
That'd be great.
We didn't get any kind of special discount or anything. So yeah, I will happily hand over some funds and yes, please,
Okay.
and say hello to my father when you get there.
Now, additionally, with that boost, I will say that the information that you gained from that boost was this, how he basically has let go that there is an academy where the children are held.
Okay,
Or at least
cool.
that's what the governor's calling it.
Okay, academy. But we still get the goods on the cart, right? That was what I
Yes.
wanted instead of info, but
Yeah.
cool.
Well, he's hoping that you can convince the headmaster of the academy to purchase those goods.
Okay. Fantastic.
And maybe y'all can split the profit later. He just doesn't like going there himself.
Yes. Where the children are held. Fantastic. No, I don't. You are now banned. Maybe.
Oh wow. Fun. I saw that.
Yeah. Well, at first I was like, I thought it said something inappropriate, and then I was like, wait, no, it just is frustrating.
Just an advertisement.
All right, I leveled up my character. I did give myself another point in deception.
Haha.
Too late to be effective on this roll, but I think we did okay.
I think you did pretty good. You got
Okay,
6.
so
Yeah. Got a card.
bid her farewell, her and her manservant, and
Okay. As you proceed,
So-
yes,
So do we have
absolutely.
a cart now?
yep, we
Yes.
have a cart and goods.
Are we still close enough to the bamboo forest that I could possibly harvest some stuff?
I would say yes. Got to convince
Then-
everyone else to take a moment, but
No, please.
can wait.
Do you- yeah. I would like to take maybe an hour or so just to gather up some supplies so I can make some traps while we finish the rest of the way to the village.
all right.
Sounds
That's
good.
that's a worthwhile hour.
Woo!
There we go.
All right.
All right.
And I
Alright.
guess the 4 of us pull the cart to
Yeah, are we
You know,
pulling the cart, or does it have
sell-
like a horse?
I
Sell
will
this
say
fruit.
it had a mule.
Hey, it's got a mule, y'all.
Even better.
But we
That's
can't
kinda
ride
like
it,
a
right?
dog.
We have to walk along beside it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we look at the stuff that's there. I will drape some of the stuff that I brought. Like I do have some finer textiles and things that I will kind of hang on it, and it'll just. Well, I think that the story still works. That we were fallen upon, but we were able to work out a deal and find a cart, and here we are.
So, GM,
Yes.
what kind of toys are we looking at in the cart? I have an idea.
I'm going to say most of them are going to be simple carvings, things such as the cup and the ball kind of toy where you toss it, try to get
$10.
Yeah. Things of that nature, I'm going to say. Very simplistic toys.
She sold
but
candles as well. I don't know if there's any candles on here, but
I'll say there are some.
Is there like an abacus?
sure.
I have one.
Well, we're not
second.
You don't want me to do what I'm thinking.
We're not gonna
about
sell
with
your abacus.
to your
Odd.
abacus.
Odd or even.
Odd.
That is odd. There
you
was
got
an
it.
abacus.
Awesome. I'll fork over the gold in order to break even on the abacus so that we've still technically sold it for Kyo's friend. But
I'll take
while Guy is fashioning bamboo as traps, I'd like to take all of the beads off of the abacus and put it in a little bag.
Okay.
Are we gonna Home Alone it?
I'm thinking that might be needed at some point.
All right. Well, as you're traveling, like I said, it is going to be 2 days. That first night, as you're traveling, the smoke plume is getting larger. I mean, it starts as just looking like a small line in the distance, and by that evening, it is pretty thick. You're actually able to see a little bit more. Seems to be coming from a valley in the distance, you believe. And that evening, as the sun descends and the moon is in the sky, a starry night, but even with the stars and the moon, you can still see that smoke plume. Whatever is going on there is going night and day. And even with that, there's also kind of an orangish glow coming from around that area, as if the entire area is just illuminated with something.
Is
And-
it one solid plume of smoke, or is it like multiple ones from like multiple chimneys?
possibly multiple ones. But the thing is that even at this distance, it looks like a large singular plume. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. The next morning, as you awaken, you begin your trek, and finally, you can tell that the roads are much more worn. A lot of the fields here are empty, as if they have been recently harvested, providing whatever they need here. And as you crest that final hill, there's a part of you that, like, maybe in the back of one of your minds, you're like, oh, that orange glow, the plume of smoke. I'm not going to be surprised if we go over this hill, if it's going to be a volcano or something like that. I mean, it had that kind of feel to it from a distance. But as you cross the hill, you finally see the city in the distance. Probably still a couple miles away. You'll probably be there in an hour or two, but we're going to go ahead and I have a handout, a map for everybody. And we're going to go ahead and put it up on the screen. And I'll go ahead and send it out to the players here so that everybody can get a good look at it. So, players, it's going to be in our chat. So, just give it 1 minute here. It is a little bit big for y'all, but detail is a good thing. I will say that this map is to some extent homemade. I used a few assets to do it. In no way is this from Third Eye Games, or is this their idea of what this village looks like. So,
This is John's idea of what this village looks like.
yeah.
Ooh.
I'm assuming that the darkened area is water.
The darkened area, if you look, there's going to be 2 squares that are enlarged. And what you are looking at is a strip mine operation.
So this entire area is the mining.
Yes.
And it's filled with all of that.
And are all of those little things people?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Yeah. There is a mine that was, I believe, in Brazil. That this is with the way I'm doing the story is a little bit based off of that, and that's actual pictures of that location, and the laborers were forced there to work as well. But the thing is, so it's a strip mine operation. They're mining both ore and they're mining iron. Coal and iron together, and the smoke that you see seems to be coming from a series of factories that are located in the wall along the walls on the left side. It seems as if they're doing the strip mining going down and moving outwards. Around that blackened area, you're going to also see that it is kind of a loose log fence. That as the area expands, the fence is torn down and expanded. But at the same time, you're also seeing there are guards walking along the edge of that area. That it still has like an elevated platform. Ever so often, even from this distance, you'll catch the glint of light off of armor. So you know that there are people watching along the edge of that. Looking at the village, though, it seems to be about 50 structures, probably homes, inns, maybe a bar. It feels more like a village than it does a city. But then you look at the massive castle. This is more likely the governor's mansion that has been built up on this hill. It is that large singular structure and about 4 smaller buildings around it. And it is protected by a wall. It has kind of this really nice white aesthetic to it with a blue roofing, and then the village is sprawled out in front of it, and also to that one side is that strip mining operation. So this is what you see.
Denkatsu doesn't have any sort of structure this massive, does it?
No. Now, this is very similar to when y'all were in Firefly's Path when this chapter started. It would have been very similar in size to that one, but that one had brass all over it, so that even when the sun illuminated it, it looked like they used to say that it looked like it was on fire, giving it its name of the Firefly's Path.
So is there actually
Oof.
a side to this giant palace that's like almost buttressed right up against where part of the strip mining operation is?
What you see right there, so it's almost touching it on one wall. So,
Huh.
Well, that's a pain in the butt.
yep. Essentially, there is a road that you will be able to merge with, and that road leads you directly to the village. The village does not have a wall around it.
Okay, so we can just. There's not like a gate
Yeah.
to the village, so.
And from here, you can see that there are several gates in the walls to the governor's mansion area, and they all appear to be open.
Wow. Well,
The
they're
gates
not
are just
afraid of
open?
anything.
Yes. But yeah, the entire labor camp area is walled off, and you see soldiers on those walls.
So the labor cabin's walled off, but the rest of the city proper is pretty open.
Yes.
Okay.
There's no way
Well-
for us to tell at this distance if we're like up high and looking down to see whether or not they did any of the digging and strip mining underneath the city and village itself. It all was like down and then out away from it.
Yeah, it looks like it's down and out away, but there really is no way to tell. It looks like there's more of deep mining going on. Like you see holes in the wall and people going in and through various tunnels and then coming back out. But even in the areas they're coming out, you can tell that they are stripping down. Like they are digging away the walls. They plan on getting every last ounce of whatever is here. They just want, more than likely, they're after iron or something which is a little bit deeper.
Okay.
So Guy would like to try and find a place for us to hunker down for either for the short term. We don't know if it's going to be a day or if it's going to be several days, but we're probably going to need at least some base of operations for this. And if nothing else, it will be a place for us to recall to if things go sour.
Okay. Now, if you're looking just for a place to make a camp, I will let you make a travel roll of some sort. But if you are trying to look for maybe an abandoned house or something else, I'm going to be looking for a karma expenditure.
I think it's worthwhile, but I don't know if you guys
We
would
have
agree with me on that.
We have plenty. Chat's been gracious. I think we're back up
Yeah.
to 9 or 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, we're at 10.
Well, I
So-
mean, having a meetup place outside of the city is nice and all, but wouldn't we rather want to have a place as a base of operations inside of the walls so that we don't have to constantly go past the guards at the gate?
Now, just a reminder, there is no wall, there is no gate for the village, for the city proper. It's only, yeah.
It's only for the okay.
Yeah, so
I
we
see.
could, if there happens to be an empty house, on maybe the outskirts of the village that we can rent.
You could rent, or if you just want to find one that is abandoned. Like I
Or
said,
abandoned, yeah.
abandoned and not having to pay anything for it except karma, I will allow. Otherwise, you're probably going to have to find somebody and rent one with money.
What's the karma?
I'm going to say it's 2 karma.
Oh, we'll spend it.
I'm okay with that. Plus, then that keeps an anonymity for us.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you descend down, I mean, is there anything else y'all are going to do while passing through the farmlands?
Just keeping an eye on things.
Okay.
Is everybody still very skittish and scarce?
For the most part, the people here just seem to keep to themselves. Like the eyes are usually straight ahead. You do start to see people on the road that are more than likely bringing goods in and out, but they don't greet you. They scarcely look your way. At this point, you will be able to tell that the majority of the smoke seems to be coming from the labor camp area where the forge is. It appears as you get closer and closer, you can hear the ding and the ringing of anvils being struck with metal.
Do we see any building that looks like an academy?
Not necessarily, but I will let you make perhaps a perception travel roll on that.
That's
I have
not
I have
terrible.
good perception.
Yeah.
If
If
you want
somebody,
to do like a help roll,
I've got
Yeah.
I've got travel on. I've got 3 on travel.
I
I've
have
got
3 on perception.
4, and I get a. I might be reading this wrong. I get a perception to spot thing.
Or you get a +1 to spot.
Yes, sorry. That's what I
Oh,
meant to
+1
say.
perception to spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be the better perception then.
Okay.
Well, what is yours? What is yours, Steven?
Mine's 3.
Does anybody have travel higher than a 3?
no, I don't. I have a 0 in travel, and I have a 3 in perception.
So would she get a 4 for
She would
that
get
perception?
4.
Yeah.
All right, so you roll those 4, and I'll roll these 3.
And I'm setting the difficulty at a 3.
I got 1.
Let's see. I've got 2.
So that's a 3. I mean, we would have just made it.
Yep. All right, so you're looking around and you don't think it's going to be within the village, but you're also very certain there's no way they would actually put something called the academy in the labor camp, especially if this is where they're trying to keep the children separated from their parents. Instead, what you are guessing is that it's going to be perhaps that first structure beyond the first, let's go ahead and say like Imperial Wall.
Okay.
It would be large enough to house that many children.
So it's beyond an imperial wall. So it's in like the castle fortress?
Yeah. Well, if you look at the map, there's kind of this stark divide between the village and the castle area. It would be in that first area to the left. So right up here.
Oh, here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alrighty, then, sorry, I'm going to zoom in on this for the, going to be right in this area in here, folks.
All right. Hopefully everybody's able to see that a little bit.
At least the audience should be able to see it. And then we'll go back. But, okay, so that's where they think it is.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like I bet the kids are held over there. I kind of I say it kind of off to the side because that's not really our mission here, but I know that some of us have expressed concern about the children. So
Along with that, we could probably get some useful information from the kids as well. They're
Yeah.
less likely to know what to lie about, so
They're also closer to the actual palace than anybody else is.
yeah. So do we want to go on in? Do we need to roll to find? Oh, we found a house. So we're already in a house. Has anybody like stopped us to talk to us or anything like that as we move into town?
Not really. There are a few stairs your way, but the cart kind of dissuades that. They're like, okay, they're not from here. So that's why there's
How
still
could you tell?
kids out. But for the most part, you're looking around, and it really seems like everybody is well over the age of 30, those that you see around.
I can look like I'm over the age of 30.
And
I do.
perhaps the friendliest greeting that you get are from a few of the inns that just call out, and they're like, hey, we have rooms. And of course, also from a local sounds a little bit like a tavern, and they're like, come on by. We have food. We have drinks for the parched traveler.
Well, that sounds lovely. Not for my workers. They're all a little underage. But maybe I'll get some water for them from you later. Maybe some milk, even. We're just...
At the oldest. Ugh, this hurts.
yeah, but you're also the smallest. Well, besides Guy.
I
So
know.
You also have the oldest sounding voice. I mean, I could have made you just look like an old cripple. Well, that's not the right thing to say. I shouldn't have said it that way. I'm sorry. That was awful. That was really bad. I apologize.
Come over here,
I'm telling
bro.
you. It's not-
I meant crone, and it came out the wrong way. I am
It's
so
not
sorry.
too late to put me and Guy in a trench coat and stack us on top of each other.
It is too late. It is too late.
It's
But
never too late.
it's always too late. As it is.
Says the pessimist to the optimist.
But yeah, so we're just gonna head over here. If we end up needing more rooms, I'll be sure to check in with some of your fine neighbors. Yeah, and we make our way to the house.
Can I make a roll to see if anyone's like watching us a little too closely?
Absolutely.
Smart.
I was
So-
thinking perception, intuition, unless you have better stats to roll.
No, that sounds good.
Cool. And is everyone cool if I use 1 karma point to add another dice?
Yep, I think so. Or I am. I'm cool with it.
Go for it.
Oh, sweet. I got 5.
Wow.
All right. You see someone that's paying a little bit of attention to you, and you get a feeling that they might be a low-level city worker, but it doesn't look like they're seeing through a disguise or anything. They just seem to be paying more attention.
Okay. I'm going to keep mental note of that and watch out for other people either dressed similarly or with a similar look to them.
Okay.
And then when we're in a less conspicuous place, explain to the group to also look out for people such as him.
All right. So we get to our place, and
Okay.
yeah,
It's a you find a simple it's about 3 rooms. Looks like it has a common room and 2 perhaps side rooms. Maybe one of them was a bedroom at one time. And that's you managed to find it's really small, but at least has a yard that you can pull the mule in with your cart.
okay. Wow, it's lucky that this is empty, but I'm not gonna ask any questions. I probably wouldn't like the answer if I had it. So let's set up camp here and maybe even shop. I look at the cart to see if I can set it up kind of like a kiosk and sell out of it.
I'll get the mule out of the way. I'm assuming the cart had some feed for the mule.
I will say that yes, there is feed.
Okay, I'll just get the mule taken care of while you guys do your thing.
So just to clarify though, we're trying to keep a low profile while interacting near and around this building because it's technically an abandoned building.
Oh yeah, are we?
Oh,
Is that what we should be doing? I
Probably
found
should've
this
set up
place.
shop right there.
Yeah,
well, I
maybe
mean,
should've
we just
set up a
walk.
key-
We just walk into an abandoned building and start living there, and nobody's gonna be asking questions? Question mark.
I mean, we're kind
There's
of out on the
squatters.
we're out on the outskirts of town.
You can always try and BS your way through it.
I mean, I
you
can
know?
I can certainly try to talk my way into it. Like if like one of the neighbors comes over, I'll just be like, we were traveling through and we're looking for a place to stay, and this place looked empty, and so we decided to stop. And it was raining when we came into town, and we didn't really
It
want
was not raining.
And to be fair, Kyo doesn't necessarily need to set up shop
That's true,
outside
yeah.
of this house.
Right? No, I'm not. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just talking about like if there are suspicious eyes watching us and they're
What do we
following
say?
us,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh well, there's a whole bunch of these adults or kids congregating in an abandoned house
Right.
where
Someone's-
they're forcing them to go work at a mine just
Sure,
a couple
sure.
100 feet.
I expected that if somebody came and talked to us, that I would just deceive my way through that conversation, and just again say, these are my workers. We do not live here. and I'm here to speak to the governor of the town, or the school marm, as it were, and find out if they would like to buy some toys. And if there's a market on the weekends, perhaps some scented candles for the adults.
Yeah, we're selling Sensies. Half off.
Okay.
So
That was my thinking anyway. Was that if somebody asked, we would just have to lie, and pull out the story.
all right. Toan was Guy. You got something?
I also think that while we have a plausible cover story, we also am probably going to need someone to scout out the village for potential escape routes for us to make a quick getaway if again things go south. And so
Well, we can.
we want to make sure that we have an avenue of escape.
I think we discussed that inside the house that first night. If nobody comes and talks to us, that's when we kind of determine how we're going to behave in the village proper. Because Takumi is definitely our best scout. And I assume you have good stealth or whatever, that you could perhaps infiltrate a little bit and then come back to us with information.
A little bit.
But that's up to you on how comfortable you feel in this town and whether or not they would try to take you.
I'm in this particular scenario, I'd be almost better as some sort of street rat running around and keeping an eye on things from a distance. Stealth isn't the greatest thing in the world for me, but I have enough in it to make it work.
Oh, Ranto has stealth as well.
Yeah.
So-
So I'm a scout as well.
My thinking is that, let's say, worst case scenario, one of you gets picked up. Then you obviously point them to where the rest of us are and say, well, I'm working for... The name, by the way, is Haku's traveling... I was going to call it Traveling Emporium, but since they're not my goods, it's just I'm a Traveling Emporium and Distribution. I'm a wholesaler working on behalf of a vendor. But as, that you would say, hey, and then that would also kind of, I almost kind of wonder if one of us shouldn't get caught. Because it might bring us before somebody that we want to talk to.
That is an option.
Well,
I mean,
if
we either
somebody-
get caught or get, just absconded with.
Well, that's the risk. Yeah.
I will, point out the people to watch out for if you're going to be sneaking around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he did
They're gonna
notice
try to catch
earlier
What if you
somebody giving us some shady eyes.
What if you went with whoever, okay, let's say, if Ranto has stealth, Ranto can stealth around and try to blend in to the background. There's not a lot of kids running around free, so having the streetwisey... What if you went with Takumi, Chet, and... maybe not right with, but at least close enough that if something happens, you can be like, hey, wait, they're with me. And we work for so-and-so.
My deception's really bad.
Okay.
My thought was that I could kind of Batman it up
Okay.
during the night.
Oh, okay.
Because then we're not forced to necessarily operate as a group whenever we're going, because we have to have the cover kept up.
Sure.
And,
Sure.
and
But
I would hope
yeah.
that me pointing out the people that they need to watch for might help them sneak around. Some sort of bonus.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I have a +1 to empathy to read a person's mood or motivation, so I'd have an easier time of picking them out if you've pointed them out already.
Yeah, I think that works. And how do we feel about somebody getting caught?
I
That could be
think
fun.
we shouldn't let it happen. I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay, so it's a
Well,
no.
I mean, if-
no on bait.
if
No on
who-
bait.
Yeah.
If somebody is going to get captured, who feels comfortable enough that they would comfortable enough in their ability to potentially get out of that situation if they needed to.
I mean, I could fight some dudes.
I could talk my way. I think I could talk
Right.
my way out. Is
I
what
feel
might
like I could just
happen.
punch a wall.
Is what I'm thinking is we just do the scouting, and then on the morrow, or after we've done a little scouting and feel like we have a little better understanding, then I just try to talk my way. I try to talk our way in somewhere. Because I do have a bonus to that.
Okay.
But that would at least, the scouting and stuff would give us an idea of where we're supposed to get, of where we want to try to get to. Like, who do we want to talk to? If we're trying to figure out who, if Igurashi Juro did the poisoning, then we might try to find if there's like an apothecary or so. I don't know how I could work that into being a seller of toys and candles, but
You could say that
Do
one of your
apothecaries do
laborers is
fragrances?
ill. If one of your laborers is ill, then you have
I would
incentive
need
to
to
go
go
seek
to
out
a-
medicine.
yeah, I think he's been poisoned. Do you know anything about poison?
You could also use the apothecary thing if like you're trying to make a specific candle that has a specific fragrance and you need
That's what I was.
the components in order to make the candle
Okay.
Well, let's start
or
off.
incense or something like that.
Okay.
Let's start off with a big question. So, I'm going to say that you've arrived there in the afternoon. Is anybody going to go out and doing a scouting or looking around during this point in the early afternoon?
I think most of our stuff there was just on the way in and looking around and trying to take in whatever. That's what I thought anyway.
Okay.
That's what Kyo's doing. Is kind of just looking around to see how people act, what kind of other things are out on the, what kind of other people are out on the street,
Okay.
if there's other merchants and things like that.
Antoine, you got something?
So I was imagining that Chet and or no, I think it was Ranto and Takumi wanted to do their scouting during the cover of night, but if it's late afternoon, then that gives Guy a chance to do some more, what's the word I'm looking for, inconspicuous wandering around town, shopping for supplies to keep us all fed and comfortable while we hunker down, and to kind of get a feel of the village.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if Guy's going to do that, he should go with like Kyou.
All right. Well, let's. So I'm going to go down a list here. What as you go into the village? Let's start with that because y'all are looking around as you are going in. What are the things you're going to be looking for? I'm going to ask everyone. So for Ranto, Justine, what is she going to be looking for?
As we're entering the village during the afternoon.
Yeah, as you're entering and traveling in, and y'all have managed to locate a place where you're going to stay, but as you're getting there, what exactly are you looking for?
That's a good question.
If you want to, I can come back.
No, I think I'm just trying to check up on a general vibe, something kind of maybe along the lines of if you would have us roll
Yeah.
something along the lines of an empathy check.
Vibe
Yeah,
check.
absolutely.
need a vibe
Something
check.
with empathy.
Vibe check.
Give me a vibe check.
Hey, listen,
Definitely.
your vibes at the Applebee's were off.
That's right.
You know
Man.
that
I would like to roll
the
vibe
saxophone
and vibe.
I was going to say the saxophone, the saxophone song from Cowboy Bebop, the really slow one. Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of that vibe.
This place is a
I know
bummer.
the one.
All right, but yeah, empathy, intuition, or perception, perhaps.
I think empathy and perception would be my best.
Okay.
So let's see, it's going to be 3 and 3. And that is 2 and that's 3 successes.
3 successes. Yeah, there is definitely a feeling to this town. It's not. It's one of those things that when there is a travesty or a something that causes sorrow for people, initially there's a whole lot of fear and everything else. This you get the feeling that this has been this way for a while, long enough that the people have accepted it. It's as if they've already accepted their lot in life at this point, is what you almost feel. Heiminmu is translated as the commoner's dream. If you remember on the map, it said the commoner's dream. It's not because this is a great place to live. It's like the idea was, according to the Emperor Izzo, was commoners live to serve. This is supposed to be, I guess, his ideal. And so it looks like everybody is just taking their yoke upon them and is just trudging through life. That is the feeling you get here. They don't really need a wall. Nobody's really trying to run from what you feel.
That's sad.
So
So it's
The
not
wall
like they're
is in
gladly.
their minds.
Yeah, they're not gladly doing it. They're just depressed to the point where they don't see a way out.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead. We're going to get everybody's observations in, and then we're going to go ahead and take a break. For Toan, for Guy, what would he be watching for?
Guy's gonna be looking out for what looks to be local hubs of people gathering, to kind of know what the local hotspots for people to hang out are. Along with that, shops to make purchases for the rest of the group, and also I imagine that my fledgling little spy network has given me notice of a possible contact to make to reach out to in town, so that way they can start gathering information for me, and so I would start keep an eye out for that as well.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and start with the observation first. I think a intuition perception would work really well.
Mm-hmm. Intuition and perception.
Yes.
You said.
Mm-hmm.
All right then. So let's see. Then that is going to be 4. Any perks that would help with this?
Only
And
things.
so,
Hmm?
would my wartime role communications diplomat? It says +1 perception to spot someone in a crowd.
If you were
It's
looking
a
for
little.
something in specific, such as a contact, sure.
All right then. So then that's 5. All right, and so I got. Darn it, so close. 2 successes. I was 1 point away from 3.
Okay. You at least know. You see several different stores that deal in food and goods. It looks like the main source of anything like warm and prepared foods is going to be the tavern. You
Mhm.
see a lot of people that gather there specifically, and you get the feeling that it's almost their attitude is that they are probably stationed here. Whether or not that means that they are part of the military or part of the government, it has that kind of a vibe to it.
Mhm.
So let's go ahead and let's get Kyo. So Roxy, what would Kyo be watching for?
I would be looking for anybody. Number one, I'd be looking for children just in case. Number two, I would be looking for anybody who seems interested in the. Primarily, I'm looking for anyone who seems interested as we walk through. And I've flashed a little. I've moved one of the little tarps and finery aside to kind of give a glimpse of what's in the cart to see if, or even just a hint that they might be able to see what's in the cart, to see if anybody is interested in what is driving through town, and see if anybody's interested in the goods.
All right, so let's go for a perception, and I would let it be perception empathy or perception intuition. Either of those would work.
Okay, this isn't like this isn't random common knowledge, is it?
I I would say that there is a common knowledge that could be played into with this.
Then I get a +1. But, yeah, because my +1 intuition for random common knowledge.
All right.
I'm taking it, so, okay. You said perception,
Yeah.
intuition?
And I'm going to say, I'm saying the difficulty at 2.
Okay. Do I want to... Nah. Don't want to spend a karma yet. But I am going to spend a reroll,
Okay.
if y'all don't mind.
Sure.
Go for it. Yeah.
That's 3.
3. All right. So that's 1 over. It's not enough for a boost, but
That's fine.
what you get is something that almost lines up with what Guy is noticing, is that the people who are not local seem to pay a lot more attention. So the government officials, the local garrison, people who have been pulled in from elsewhere, don't seem to have been, kind of trudged into this the life that goes along with living in this city. They pay attention to you, which there's in the back of your mind, like, yeah, they probably would. And they'd probably be a good source of information if you chat them up if they buy stuff.
Okay.
So we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with Chet. So Chet, what are you watching for?
I mean, I'd continually just watch out for like people paying too much attention to us.
Okay.
Like,
He's looking for security threats.
maybe, yeah.
Go ahead and give me another perception, intuition.
Okay, and I did forget to add this to my last one, but I do get +1 to intuition to assessing situations.
Okay,
Nice.
excellent.
Which, yeah. All right, that is 2 because I rolled 110 out of all 6 dice.
Do you want to reroll?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you the difficulty I would have set was 2. I mean, it's a standard difficulty, so you'd pass unless you were trying to get a boost. There's really no reason to reroll.
Yeah, there's no reason to.
Okay.
I'll take a pass.
All right. So one of the things that you're noticing as you walk down the road and you're entering into town, the wall that surrounds the section of the mine, it's about 30 feet high. I mean, these are lodgepole pines that the exterior of this thing has been made out of. And you get the glint of the metal from soldiers, so these guys are well outfitted. But you notice an odd weapon that is on their backs. It looks as if it is made of a mixture of a metal rod of some sort and wood. Imagine we're talking a rifle of sorts. So this would be perhaps your character's first time to actually see one of these. At a few locations, there are larger towers, and you see, essentially it looks like about 3 cannons pointed outwards and 3 cannons pointed inwards at each one of those towers. So there, yeah, it is a fortress both within and outside, looking at this location. But at the same time, going through a town, everybody seems, all the guards that you see seem to be very much at ease, as if they don't expect anything. And it's reasonable to expect that if the army is so close by. They think that anything that could happen here, it would be insane.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
All right, and so finally, we have Takumi. So, Steven, what would you be watching for?
Nope.
Oh,
That's the wrong
Sam.
name.
Sam, don't hit yourself.
Sam, I'm so sorry.
My name is Stephanie. Thank you very much.
My bad.
So could I, as a skilled marksman, use marksmanship and perception to suss out good points on buildings, and if we're swinging close enough to it, the wall around the palace itself,
Okay.
for points where I could looking for vantage points or places that are easy to scale up the side of the building in order to get over it or gain access to a roof.
Absolutely.
Stuff like that.
All right. Go ahead and make that roll. And give yourself a +1. That's a very interesting use of the marksman with that as well.
Cool. That's so many dice. Wow, I'm re-rolling that.
Alrighty.
What'd
I
you
only
get?
hit one success.
Do you want to spend a karma, or did he have
No.
to do that before?
No, that's fine. And then if you want to, goodness, I need to set the difficulty for that. So it actually would be a 3 for this one.
Okay.
Oh, we have another karma from chat.
Yay. Don't we have like 5 rerolls?
Yeah, we're down to 3.
Oh.
Papin used one, and Sam just used one.
I didn't use one.
I
You
did.
used one,
I
yeah.
did. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You were
that's
going
four
to.
suc-
I got confused.
That's 4 successes.
4
Nice.
successes. There you go. You succeeded. There are a series of walls that are not at the same level, perhaps to help ensure that, in a case of an invasion of some sort, that they would only be able to access one section of the castle at a time, of this giant mansion area. But you're pretty sure, depending on what you were trying to find, just beyond the main gate, there is a kind of an inner courtyard with a wall, and perhaps from there, or the closest corner to the village, those two locations would give you the greatest perception of everything, other than somehow finding your way all the way up at the governor's mansion.
Okay. And do they look scalable?
Yes. It would be a little bit difficult near the top, but the sides are actually made out of natural rock and are sloped. They are not straight up and down.
Perfect. Okay.
All right. Well, with that said, I will also say, Guy, you think you see somebody watching and slinking away. Briefly in your mind, you're like, the behavior, which is something that you've started to pay a little bit more attention to with people. Something about that kind of behavior tells me that that might be the extent of a local underground figure, might know something more. Just based on their behavior. And that's where we're going to go ahead and take our break. So we will be back in 10 minutes. We hope to see everyone back, and go hydrate, go use the restroom, grab something to eat. We got more to do.
10 minutes, y'all. Be right back. Back to the show.
Okay, well.
That off-screen chat will never make it onto this, and they thought I was they thought I was bad for saying bitchin'.
You said it again.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm the
folks,
producer.
we are back. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. We are back with our Ninja Crusade game, and our group has made it into the village of Heiminmu and are reconning. And you all have quite a bit of information at this point. But that pretty much takes us through the afternoon. You managed to set up in this house. It's out of the way enough. Lets you pull your mule and your cart in. What are y'all going to be doing? You were already discussing it, but you do have a little bit more information if anybody feels like that affects the plan.
Are we saying it's still the mid to late afternoon
It's going to
time?
be
at
late
this point?
afternoon.
Okay.
Well, if we're planning on some of us scouting at night and some of us scouting at day,
Yeah, do you guys want to sleep?
yeah, it's a good opportunity for us to kind of like take shifts, make sure nobody wanders over here and we can, take turns snoozing while you guys go do your mission.
Yeah, I'll
of
take a nap.
scouting.
Can I, Ranto, can Kamu come with me for a bit?
I mean, I guess.
Okay. Thank you.
But-
He'll be fine.
What are you gonna do with him?
I'm going to go into town, and I want a way. If something happens, I want him to be able to cut and run, and come get you,
So,
people.
oh, okay.
He's
yeah,
he's trained.
I guess
He's
that's
trained
fine.
well. He's trained well.
Oh, I know he's trained well. I trained
Yeah.
him.
I see. I have full faith in your abilities to train Kamu.
Yeah, me too. I just have a little bit of a, I don't know,
Separation
we don't separate.
anxiety.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We don't do it that often, and we were separated for a couple hours when we went in the water last time, and
It's just gonna
even
be.
that was a little weird.
I don't plan on being in town long. I'm just gonna pop down to the tavern and just see if I can't talk to any of the people that seemed interested in the cart earlier.
Well, okay.
I'll-
I guess that's fine.
It won't be long.
Well, okay. Better not
Do you
be.
need him to? Do you need him to stay with you until you fall asleep?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Come on, Kamu.
If you need, you can always hang out with Paula.
Paula at Mule.
Paula at Mule.
She's kind of got a nasty attitude. I've already been talking to her.
Kenmu will plod along after Kyou for a moment. Ears will go up and then kind of looks back over his shoulder
Does he
slowly
whine?
at you.
See wine.
Bye, buddy.
It's like that scene in Strange Brew. We haven't been apart since the second grade.
He takes a few more steps,
Yeah.
turns around, looks back over his shoulder at you.
The piano part from the Hulk just starts playing.
It's just for a little bit, buddy.
We'll be right back. I promise. Kamu.
Be strong.
I think you'll be fine.
He plods back,
scared.
and then when he's out of sight range, he stops turning around to look. But yeah,
Good boy. Good boy. It's okay. We're gonna go right back. But yeah, I head down to the tavern that had invited me in for drinks earlier, and I make sure I'm standing quite tall. I try to look as stern or as at least businesslike as I feel someone of an appropriate age should look.
We
And
forgot to draw a mustache on you.
who says I don't have no? Freshly shorn. And make sure all my stuff looks nice, and I dust Kamu off a little bit, and yeah, we go in, and
okay.
I make sure I have my fake ID in my pocket, and we're good.
The tavern at mid-afternoon, it's starting to get a little bit busier. You've got a few people who've gotten off of garrison duty who have stopped in for food and drinks. One woman who just comes by and checks on you is just like, "Oh, is there anything I can get for you?"
Really, do you have any mulled wine or cider, mead, maybe?
Cider, yeah, yes.
Sounds great.
And they go back behind the bar, retrieve something. A couple guards ask her a few questions when she arrives at the counter, and she says a few things, and they look over your way and shrug. And she brings the cider back over.
Thank you. Are you the proprietor here? Do you just...
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. This is my first day in town. I was just meeting the locals.
I figured you were coming through with the cart earlier, yes?
Yes, yeah. I work for Haku's distribution. We sell toys and candles and various things. That's at least what
Oh,
I'm carrying
candles.
now. Yeah, candles.
Do you have any with you?
You know what I do? And I reach into my bag and I pull out a couple samples of...
And she buys a few from you.
Oh, fantastic!
Always good to have a
Thank
few extra.
Sandalwood.
Yeah. Patchouli is very popular this time of year. I don't know if it's so in this region, but yes.
Pumpkin spice.
Yeah, it's that time of year. Pine and candy cane. No, fantastic. Do you have issues with just dark a lot? I saw a lot of smoke. Does it interfere with like daylight and things around here?
Sometimes depends on when the wind comes through. Right now, thankfully, it's blowing out to the west, and so we don't have too much trouble. But when storms come out of the sea and winds in the south, well, the entire city gets blanketed.
Kyou is doing his best to not giggle at blowing out to the west and
Wow.
and blanketing the town. Because that's a fart joke if I ever heard it, and that's a karma for you.
Drink your juice.
I sip my cider. I maintain my composure quite well, but I'm like, I'm going to use that later.
I feel like you should have to roll for that.
I was
My
about to say,
composure?
is there a constitution check to hold from laughing?
Deception and fortitude, maybe?
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll for that, John?
No, not unless you want to. If
Okay.
you want to make the joke, I'll give you a karma.
I'm not going to make the joke. Oh, you would give me a karma if I made the joke?
Yeah, remember, bad things have good repercussions.
I don't know if I have a trigger for that, though. Would it be?
It's just
No,
a
I'm just
good
saying
life
I would.
lesson.
No, I don't think I'd make the joke. I think
Okay.
I'm too scared to not be caught as a 12-year-old or 13-year-old. So was who was she one of the ones that you said might be good for information, or was that somebody else? Do I see any of those people in here?
There are, like, the town officials or even the garrison would be good information here.
So even like the
Someone
guards
has
that ask
said that
questions.
Kyo didn't make the joke.
Yeah, I know. Oh, man.
Next time.
There's a flatulence joke in there, isn't there?
Well, that's
Sorry
you
for
can-
interrupting.
No, that's.
no, you could totally use that as an opener with the guards.
Oh, true. I could. Once I find someone that's not a young woman, I will make a fart joke. So the garrison, is that the guards that are at that asked her
Yes.
questions? What was your name, miss?
Most people here just call me Sakura.
Oscar, nice to meet you. My name is Haku. Yeah, this is going to sound kind of paranoid, I suppose, but I saw you when you went up there that those two garrison people were asking about me, and I know that I am new in town, and I don't quite know how things work around here. Were they asking about me, or am I just...
Yes. They were wondering if I knew who you were.
Well,
I
should
said
I
I
should I
didn't.
just go introduce myself?
If you want.
Well, just to let you know, in case someone else asks, I am Haku of Haku's Wares and
so you
Distribution.
own your own.
I do, yes. And
It's
I
Haku's traveling emporium and distribution.
and distribution. Is that what I said first? Probably.
Mhm, I wrote it down.
Yeah.
I repeat it precisely. Kyo is a much better liar than I am. And Haku's Traveling Emporium and Distribution. I am currently selling, as I told you, toys and candles. Would love to, the vendor I bought these candles from, that makes both these toys and these candles, was hoping that perhaps there would be a nice distribution opportunity up here.
For toys?
Well, the strangest thing, obviously I have not seen many children except for those that I brought with me, which was kind of a shame, but always looking for more workers. But
Well, I guess we can, lay odds about how you pay them.
what, toys?
Yes.
Yeah. Baths, Usually, yeah, I let them get clean, see their parents every now and again. But I we heard, and I don't know much. I'm sorry about Heiminmu. This is kind of a new adventure for me. I've never gone out this direction. Have not been in this province before. My family has run circuits and mercantile lines in like the Triumph province and others, but never up here. But we heard that there was we heard that there were kids up here somewhere that might be interested in the toys. We would love to be able to strike up a deal with whoever's in charge of that.
Oh. Well, that'll be the headmaster of the academy.
Oh, and their name is, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, let's go ahead and say... Oh, it's on the next page. It's all right. Miyagawa Juro.
Miyagawa?
Mm-hmm.
Miyagawa Juro. Juro. Is that also the that name sounds
It was
familiar.
a popular name a few decades ago, I guess. There are several officials that were named that. I believe it was perhaps it was the grandfather or great uncle of the emperor. I'm not certain.
Ah, that's likely the one. Passed a ton of Imperial soldiers out on the border when we were coming through.
You'll see quite a few here, especially as we get closer to evening. Most of the town officials come through here for meals around then. If you're looking for the headmaster, they'll be here then as well.
Oh, really? Are they... You've sold to them, I take it. Are they like haggling, or are they pretty, amenable to listed prices, or is there some sort of?
I wouldn't try to haggle with them too much, if it was me.
Well, would they try to haggle with me? I suppose was my question first.
I've never tried that. They're a very serious sort, placed in the position by the governor.
Interesting. And the governor, what's their name?
The governor.
Is his name also Juro? You called him
Yes.
Igurashi Juro.
Yes, Igurashi Juro.
Another Juro.
I know, very unusual. And don't blame me; these are names from the books.
Okay, but
And
they're
don't
not.
blame them either, because hey,
They're
names
not
are
related?
hard. No.
Okay. How
It's
strange.
just
I guess
it's
that's their
just two
first name, right?
guys. Yeah, it's just two guys named Mike.
Yeah. How interesting. I bet that's awkward at like town meetings and things. Well, thank you so much. Do you have
And I guess one is Jiro and one is Juro, actually.
Oh, one is Jiro, like with an I?
Yeah.
Which one is the I? The
I is
headmaster?
the headmaster. URO is the
Governor.
governor.
Well, see, John, it's all in the pronunciation.
Yeah, well, I should have put them on the same page. Then I'd have them side by side.
Well, thank you so much. I'm going to take my drink over and see if any of those fine fellows over there would like some candles. Thank you, Sakura.
You're welcome. And she just goes right back to working, checking on various people, ensuring that drinks and food gets distributed quickly.
I look down at Kamu and quietly say, okay, that was close.
All right, while you're doing that, really quickly, is anyone else doing anything? How about for Guy? Is Guy going to be staying there at the house, or are you going to be out scoping things out, or what are you doing?
Since it's so late afternoon, I'm definitely going to be going shopping, and I'm probably going to be making a very highly questionable contact.
Okay. So you're looking for the individual you saw earlier, or are you going to be trying to use your contacts?
I am going to check for the one that I saw.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do some intuition. And what role are you going to be looking for with that? Perception would work, but I would also let you use a few others if you want. If you want to ask around, you can maybe do deception. How do you want to go about this?
Would Guy want Muscle going with him into this unknown situation?
May not be a bad idea.
And Kyou.
No.
Okay, I was gonna say Kyou would be in support of it, but
Guy is going to do this on his own because then that way it maintains the it maintains an aloof nature to the rest of the group. It maintains the rest of the group's anonymity.
Okay.
Yep. Now, intuition, sure. Possibly if I can convince you to let me use knowledge, because I might have been told by my own contacts who to look out for.
Sure. Sure. I must say that you were able to get a hold of your contacts ahead of time for them to get you that information. Let's go ahead and say 1 karma.
Sure.
All right. So 1 karma off. All right. Go ahead and make that roll.
All right then. And so that is going to be 2 successes out of 6 dice. I would like to use a reroll. Do we have any left over?
we do indeed.
May I
Used.
please?
You have used it.
Yay! 4.
All right. It's not enough for for a boost, but you do have a general idea of where to go. Along the village section and moving towards the castle where one of the walls shadows some of the buildings, there is a place where it looks like at one time perhaps it was a channel for water to come through the area, but it runs underneath the building. And this is an entrance that this individual uses basically as a storeroom for illicit goods.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you just going to go there, or what are you going to do?
Let's see. Is this the same place that where I saw the shady figure from earlier when we first walk into town?
Oh, no. This is going to be further in the back of the town.
Okay then. Um, what does the surrounding area look like in terms of like industry and or activity that happens in this area? Is it like uh, docks, or is it
Storehouses.
commercial storehouses?
Storehouses and a few commercial buildings. Things that are being made that wouldn't be made in the forges.
Hmm. All right, let's roll with this. Let's go on. Let's kind of walk on in and see what happens.
Okay. You lean down and enter into this kind of tunnelous area underneath the building, and it opens up after, say, about 5 to 7 feet. It is illuminated by candles immediately right there at the entrance, while the rest of the room seems to be shrouded in a little bit of darkness. You get the feeling that there is more than just one person in here as your eyes begin to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear a voice coming off to the left of you. And the voice calls out, "Who are you?"
Oh, just trying to see if I could get some information about this town.
Information? What exactly are you
Mhm.
looking for? And the voice is no longer off to your left. It's almost a little bit left and off to in front of you.
I want to try and play it cool and continue speaking forward to kind of like the general audience. I assume that that all eyes are on me, and so um, we've heard me and my compatriots have heard some interesting things about the governorship of this town, and we kind of wanted to know more.
You want to know more about what specifically?
Well, that all depends first on if you all have any information worthwhile to share.
A figure walks out of the shadows. I don't even know who you are, kid. You just come in here and you're looking for information? What do you have to offer first and foremost, and what makes you think I'm going to let you walk back out?
Um, I want to try and um, mention um, my personal network to see if they are familiar with them, because hopefully I'm at the right place that they had told me about, and we'll see from there.
Okay. Uh, so you're trying to convince them at this point. Uh, you could go for maybe knowledge would be a good one, and persuade.
Persuasion, because I am good at that. So let's give that a try. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh wow. Oh, you're one of theirs, huh? A little bit young to be in the
That is
business.
me. Yes, well, we come in all shapes and sizes.
Was that enough for a boost?
That was more than enough for 2 boosts.
Nice.
So,
Get some more info.
let me find my list of boosts really quick.
Boost is a
Boost
I thought I had it in here. No, it's on my homemade one. It's not on this one.
Well, give me the book and I find them.
Oh, there they are. They're in the corner. So you could get bonus info, heightened effect. You could add it to your karma pool. You can use it for a later test. Or you can affect the time that this takes.
Would I possibly use it to do it with a style boost to possibly kind of gain their favor and maybe even have an addition to my own personal network of contacts?
Okay. I think that for that many, yeah.
Woo!
So,
Woo indeed.
what exactly are you looking for?
Um, we're not yet sure, but I was mostly just trying to see who I can trust with getting an accurate feel of the town. And so I just kind of wanted um, to touch base and to ascertain whether I can trust you all to help me in our endeavors.
Got a better chance with me than you do with anyone else here.
Well,
Town's
good.
town's drying up. You're not going to
Oh.
find. Well, the fact of the matter is that it's been like this for 10 years already. Another 10
10
years.
years, wow.
Yeah, another 10 years. There's not going to be an underground here. There's not going to be. They're going to have to bring in shopkeepers from outside. They're going to have to set things up. Governor will probably own everything by then.
That does not sound good for me and my interests. So, I would like to. All right, so out of character, guys' goals now would be to kind of form a rapport with this group, to kind of know their ins and outs, see if how they operate in this town. I'm assuming that they have a number uh, of common practice methods to pass information and or other goods from places in a very discreet manner, and to just kind of get an idea of what resources I have to work with in our later operations.
Well, really the big thing here is smuggling, bringing things in mainly.
Hmm.
The guards have some interesting tastes. A lot of stuff that we get from them, usually out of Tenakiba or something like that.
Guards have interesting tastes. How do you mean?
Well, they're not exactly supposed to do much else than have a few drinks. We can get them harder stuff if they want. It's
Uh-huh.
rather a boring duty here. At the same time, you notice that there really isn't a brothel or anything like that around here. We can help them out with that if they want.
Hmm.
For when they need soup.
Soup for
Well
their
done.
families?
Well done.
Nice.
Yeah, that's where you get your broth.
Yes. Yes, brothel. Yes.
But even then, it's a losing business. Eventually, I'm just going to pull
Well,
up stakes and leave here.
well, let's see what we can do to make sure you don't have to relocate so soon.
Appreciate it.
Hmm.
But other than that, what questions do you have? I mean,
Poison.
Nothing yet. We,
That is meta.
me and my compatriots aren't sure yet what we are dealing with, and so, um, we will. I will make contact with you at a later time when we have a better idea of what we need. But for now, I just wanted um, to to introduce myself and to hope that we can have further relationships in the coming days.
that's a possibility. And probably a pretty good one. At this point, we need all the contacts we can get.
Hmm.
And your friends have been somewhat reliable.
Well, we appreciate any alliances we can make, and along with that, Guy also wants to leave a few coins as a sign of good faith for our continued cooperation together, and make his exit.
All right, they happily take it. All right, so moving, I want to get a couple more people in here really quick. Takumi, what are you going to be doing? Are you crashing out since you're going to be going out that evening?
Yeah, my plan was to take my bow out from where I probably would have hidden it in the cart to get into the city, and string it so that I have it with me in the evening,
Okay.
and then take a nap.
All right, Ranto, similar.
If we're taking shifts, then while Takumi and I'm assuming Chet's still with us too, right? Unless Chet's going to do something else.
No, I'm at the house.
Okay. While we're on rotation, I'll take a nap, but when I'm on watch, I take my little straw hat and my little straw cloak, and I just become a little straw pile outside the house, and I just kind of watch.
Okay, Chet, what are you going to be up to?
Yeah, I mean, mostly keeping watch around the cabin that we're in,
Okay.
making it seem like I'm, tending to our animal companion. But I'm mostly keeping watch, making sure people that were watching us a little too closely in town aren't watching us here.
for the most part, it seems that all the watchful eyes move on. Again, you're really starting to get the feel like when you came through town, nobody expects anything here. They don't expect trouble. They don't expect anyone to think about attacking it or anything. So, yeah.
During my training, I learned to always expect that, so I'm doing it.
Yeah. All right. So back to Kyou. Kyou, you were about to walk up to some guards.
I was. So yeah, I take my cider and I check my bag for candles and toys, and I make my way up to the guards at the corner. I kind of sit at the bar or stand near them, and I go, "Hey, good evening. What a lovely evening it is. You guys just get off shift?"
Yeah. And they look over at you like,
Yeah.
oh, he's going to just come up and talk to us. Are you going to go ahead and make that fart joke?
Feline, stick to it.
I
Will you please make
completely
the fart joke?
forgot. Be like, how do you guys handle working under that smog all day? When I was walking up, I might make it, but it's really awkward, and it's just like
Okay.
it's like that plume.
Tell him it reminds you of your ex-wife.
That
That'll
smoke
probably-
plume in the sky. Yeah, reminds you. I try to mimic their accent a little bit.
How relatable.
It reminds me, yeah, of my ex-wife. She could, man, if she had a blowout, you could see it from miles away.
Not bad. I'll give you a +1. Let's go for deception perform.
He's super awkward about it because
It
never
worked on me.
never had a wife. Deception and perform. I don't have any in perform, but I do. You said I get a +1.
Yeah.
And I have 4 in deception.
If you have something else you'd like to use rather than perform, if you can explain me why you'd want to use that one instead. Other ones that I could...
Survival.
Well, that's tracking
You want to survive.
navigation.
Joke.
Yeah, I know what it is, John.
The ones that I could also see is maybe persuade.
Holistics. Oh, I could do. I mean, I will take persuade, but you're giving me a lot.
Can it be deception? You're trying to deceive them.
Well,
into thinking
I already
it's
have
funny.
that one. Deception and crafts, because I'm crafting humor.
You're building something. So,
Or empathy, or
empathy would also work. if
like
you're trying to-
holistics.
Relate to them.
She had IBS, and I diagnosed it.
Or they have ex-wives.
Yeah, empathy. I'm speaking to the part of them that knows. No, if I can do persuade, I would take it because it is definitely the best.
Let's go for it.
So that's 2, 4, 6, 8.
Man, I'm going to say difficulty for them to be chums is a 3.
To be chums. I mean, I'm really just trying to not have them be neutral or hostile to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4.
All right. They guffaw and laugh with...
Farts.
Yep.
You
We
got
all-
a good thought.
We all do it.
Yeah,
Ex-wives, I've got
my
one or
wife-
two of those.
my
I'm
wife
not a-
thoughts too.
I mean,
I hate her. I hate my wife.
what are you drinking? I would love to top you up there.
Oh, man.
They tell you what they are all drinking.
I
and-
put some coins down on the bar.
This
and
child's gonna get
everybody
them
is
so
suddenly
turned.
your friend.
I've taken one sip. Right. I have been biding my time quite well. Kamu, this is my dog. Pokey.
Pokey, yeah, literally, Pokey's like, huh?
Pokey. Yeah. Right. Yeah. These are our new friends.
Oh, he's cute. What kind of dog is that? Where are you from?
I am actually from south of the Triumph province. It's family.
Oh.
My family owns a bunch of like merchant things, and I kind of broke off from them.
Oh, so you're gonna
Not
be in
par-
town a while, I guess.
Yeah, for a little while. I'm trying to make a deal with the headmaster of the school. Hopefully, I made this bought a bunch of toys off this toy maker, and down in whatever province the other one is. In.
Toys. It's from the southern provinces too. How many you got?
Oh, you got kids?
Well, yeah, we're here. We're rotating through, but the thing is that I'd love to get something like maybe you got something we don't have over. We're all from over off the western coast.
Oh, fantastic! Well, I have, and I pull out and I unroll a catalog, and I'm like, I have with me in town right now. I could outfit 50 homes with some of these.
Well, we don't need much, but and they
Don't need
they
50?
haggle with you, and they basically buy a few things from you, thinking, hey, let's it's an opportunity to get something from another part of the empire. Hey,
Yeah,
why not?
handmade by a lovely, charming lady from down south. Very sweet, makes a great tea. But so yeah, so you don't need much, but you need some. I gotta tell you, I got candles too, and I bring out some candles.
They're not as interested in the candles, but they do. They
The women love the candles.
they become a little bit more interested in the candles.
I mean, she just bought Sakura just bought like 5.
Oh,
So I'm just saying.
about 5. Yeah, okay. So
I mean, if you're going after her, she's already got some. But other ladies, I haven't sold to anybody else in town. I'm not trying to
not
encroach
too
on
many ladies around
anybody's.
here.
No,
No.
that's a shame.
Yeah, it is. But it's a nice, easy duty here in the garrison, and we'll be gone in a couple months. So, yeah.
Where are you going in a couple months?
Oh, we'll rotate back through. Personally,
Yeah.
I'd love to maybe go to one of the southern port towns, or maybe back to the capital. That was a nice one. They all nod.
You know, on this journey, we actually went through Sensuman, and I tell you, it is loaded for bear with just soldiers everywhere.
Oh yeah, no, they man. I don't know any of the garrisons that move that way, but it's been interesting for a few months now. I mean, just most of the activity seems to be out this way.
Well, it definitely seems like there's a lot happening out here, and this is my first time here in Heiminmu. Like I was telling her, I don't know a whole lot about the protocol around here. I got a little spooked when I didn't see any other kids running around. I've got some kids that work for me, and there's like no kids anywhere here.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the way the town runs. We were a little bit surprised too. We had heard about it. I mean, we just did. There was just a big garrison changeover not that long ago. Most of us are new here.
Interesting. Do you know anything about like the government or the legislators here or anything?
Well, I mean, goodness. I mean, obviously, you've got the governor, Igurashi.
Yeah.
And let's see. From what I understand, it's just him.
Just him.
Well, the wife died a few years ago.
What? Do you know what?
No idea.
No sicknesses that abound around here
No,
because
his kid's not even here. I know he's got a kid, but kid's not even here anymore. Had him shipped off to some kind of farm or something else or some cottage. Just didn't feel like this area was safe. But his grandmother. Now that's the interesting thing. His grandmother still lives up there. Lives up in the castle.
his grandma.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
How old is she?
Oh, I don't know. Don't know at all, honestly. Of course, you've got,
I haven't seen my grandmother in like
Me,
15 years. I can't imagine.
Well, and the thing is, I think from what I understand, Igurashi's like the youngest of his siblings, and all his siblings died of unexplained reasons.
That's weird.
Yeah, yeah, really weird. Yeah, all sickly or something. Don't know the exact of it, but and then I know they with all the Imperial forces in the area. There's a Kanai Haru is also here up in the castle.
Kanai Haru.
Yeah, that's the he's part of the royal court. He's one of the Lord Chancellors, and he kind of leans in. It's like rumor is he's a eunuch.
That's no fun. Interesting. And has he been here long?
Ever since he came back with him actually.
Came back with the
Igurashi. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he came back with him.
So you're telling me? Wait, where did Igurashi been? Did I miss that? Where did
Yeah,
you
they
say?
hadn't said.
Okay, where came back from where?
Well, that was we actually met them on the road. Like our garrison was marching east. And we came upon Igurashi, his garrison, and we were actually he was marching with us, or kind of marching with us, and we continued east, and basically the garrisons exchanged there, which was kind of odd, to be honest.
Like they were headed somewhere else, and he took your soldiers, and
the other soldiers went back, and yeah, we I guess you could say we just swapped out. I mean. Rumor has they were looking for a whole bunch of people.
out here, I haven't met a whole
no.
bunch of people other than soldiers out
Nah,
here.
further west than here, another province.
How strange. So let me get this straight. Igurashi's the baby of the family.
Yeah.
All of his other siblings that should have probably got the governorship before him all happened to just get sick and...
Yeah, it was like what? Two older... They talk for a second. Two older brothers? I think it was three. No, I'm pretty sure it was two.
Do I notice anybody paying attention to this conversation?
Like
Like Sakura?
Sakura, go ahead and give me a roll. I'm going to tell you this much. The difficulty is a 4.
Okay.
Ooh.
And so this is, what would it be? And a perception, intuition?
Yeah, perception, intuition would do well.
Okay, so 3 on that. Do I have anything to help my... Nope, that won't help. So I have a 3 on one, 2 on another. Can I spend one of our karma? We are at 7.
Yeah,
Cool with
I
that.
mean, that's a hard thing to beat. You need more dice.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm sitting at 6 die, and I need how many?
4.
10s.
Well, I got 4. I got 2
There you
8s,
go.
a 7, and a
Nice.
9. So there we go. Is she watching?
She is watching, but it's like out of the corner of her eye, and she is very deceptive about it. It's almost like she's doing her best to look like she is not paying any attention. But she is definitely
Well,
listening.
I'm going to do my best to not look like I notice. And I'm just like, well, where I come from, that adds up to something that we don't want to talk about. Am I right? Give them some more. Top them up. Sakura. Thanks.
And for them, they continue to talk, but they'll between the drinks and the successes you got earlier, they're going to tell you almost anything you need to know that they know.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, this has been absolutely wonderful. We'll be in town for at least a few days. I would wager. So, if you want some more toys and stuff, I will definitely. I can bring some by tomorrow. If you think you got other people that might want some, just let me know. I still need to talk to the schoolmaster. Weren't they going to be in here at some point, Sakura? Didn't you tell me they were going to come in for dinner?
Yes, he should be here within the next 20, 30 minutes.
I'm going to sit in the corner and sip on my cider and with my dog and wait for that and we don't have to roleplay that, but I'm going to try to sell some toys to.
Okay. An individual will eventually come in. They are very thin, frail, almost aviary in their appearance.
Avian?
Avian, that works. Thank you. In their appearance, very thin-limbed, skinny, tall, hawk-like nose, and long hair that they pull back into a braid. But they point out, Sakura actually will point out, now you've mentioned it twice, that is the headmaster.
Oh, is this the guy?
And he just kind of turns and inclines his head in an almost bird-like fashion to you.
Yeah. Hi.
Yes, I am Miyagawa Jiro, and you are...
I am, let's pick a last name. I am Takahashi Haku. I was like, what was my first name? I had a first name. Haku. I'm a distributor of various wares from around the empire, and I just picked up a whole cartload of toys from the southern provinces, and and candles if you're interested. But I heard that you were the headmaster of the academy, and there's several children there, and I thought I was hoping maybe we could work out some sort of arrangement. With the
Toys,
Yeah, toys. Kids love them, and I show the cup and ball, and I show there's a little handheld small marionette thing.
Oh. And he looks a few of them over, and he waves away the candles, and he's like, we use oil lamps. I don't need those. And how much are you selling these for? And it becomes very obvious that he plans to buy it. He plans to get them for as cheap as possible.
Well, you know what? Depending on how many you want, I can work out a pretty good deal for you. How many kids are we talking?
Oh, currently we have about 70 that are in our care.
70, wow. And you board them there?
Yes, we do.
Wow.
And he pulls out an abacus and begins to make some calculations there on the table, looking at you. And he offers you a price, but it is definitely not a fair one. So if you want to try and roll against him, you're welcome to.
Oh. I'm so sorry, guys. I did not intend... I wasn't going to roleplay this. Let's see. But I do...
Listen, I'm enjoying the haggle battle.
Okay, I do have a... I have a +2. I actually bumped it up with my experience. I get a +2 to persuade when haggling or negotiating.
Okay.
So I'm going to write a number on a piece of paper, and I'm going to slide it across the table to you, and we'll see if we can't meet in the middle. So that's for my persuade. That gives me a 5 for persuade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then what else am I doing? Deception.
Deception would work. Intuition or empathy would also work.
I'm gonna keep going with deception because it's my higher number. If that's okay.
That's up
As
to
long
you.
as you say it's not against.
No.
Because
Well, that's
she didn't tell me how much to sell this stuff for. I'm just trying to get enough so I can get a dealership.
That's the
perk over it.
No, but that's the beauty of this system is as long as you have a reason to explain it, you can use any skill.
I would like a reroll. Out of
table?
9 dice, I got 2. I got a 0. Just one single 0.
Yeah,
So
go
I
ahead.
think it's worth one reroll, and if not, then we'll just take the 2.
And I agree with the chat. Fruits Basket is actually my favorite anime of all time.
Oh, is it? Fun.
Yes.
Wow, guys. That's worse. I didn't get anything
What?
that time.
How?
Can I
How?
use the last one?
I'm willing
We
to-
are getting on in the evening,
Or
so
does somebody want... Would chat like to tell me that was cocked and give me some channel points to... I think they all were... I'm going to use the last reroll. I'll buy us another one, yo.
Did,
Go
did it?
ahead. Go ahead.
Did it what?
Go ahead. Just do it.
We believe in you.
Okay, that's better. That's 3 zeros. 3 zeros, so 6.
There we go.
6
Wow.
work?
Yes.
Okay. Good God.
No. So they take a moment, but in the end, they're like, "You drive a hard bargain, but yes."
I actually drive a cart with a mule, but yeah. I'm pretty good at bargaining, too.
If you will bring your toys to this address, and he writes out on a slip of paper, and he's like, "This will get you through the gate. We are located through the main entrance gate. You'll need to go through the Imperial Gate and then into the courtyard to your left, and that will take you into our section. If you'll please deliver the toys there tomorrow, and please hand it over to one of the teachers there or one of the guards."
Fantastic. I did just do a dad joke, Tentacle Greg, and thank you so much for the karma, and thank you, Amanda, for the re-roll. So I returned the one that was in the that I took. So, but yeah, well, I believe you have yourself a deal, Mr. Miyagawa, and I give him a firm handshake, and
His arm rattles in your grasp.
I am so sorry. Me and Pokey are going to head on out of here now. But thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And I go to I'm like, Sakura, whatever he wants, it's on my tab.
And she just nods and brings out food for him and everything else. So with this information, and before we get on into the evening, I'll go ahead and let y'all talk about what
Yeah.
y'all found out.
Oh my God, guys! I think it's this guy. I think I found out what we needed to find out. I'm pretty sure it's this guy.
What? Huh?
Okay, so see if you can follow my train of thought. But
I just woke up, so I don't know.
oh well. Do you need some coffee? I can go back and
Yeah,
get some coffee. I think they have some at the tavern.
No, I'm good. I don't drink the stuff. It makes me twitchy.
Yeah, we don't need you twitching with the bow. But so we
I have
had
some nice herbal tea for him.
ooh, I will take. I only drank like half of my cider. I tried to be very good. But I'm a big kid, so it's fine. It doesn't affect me that much. It's not my first cider, guys. But no, so the garrison, they swap out every so often, and apparently this guy had an army headed out somewhere, and they swapped. They were looking for a bunch of people, swapped the garrisons. Some of them came here, and the rest went with them. But remember, didn't Nakakage tell us that they were ambushed, or am I using meta knowledge from my knowledge of the other game?
There was an ambush.
There was an ambush. Somebody lied, and when they poisoned the Echo or Aiko, they were ambushed and they had to flee. And I'm pretty sure it was this guy, and I'm pretty sure so he's the youngest of his entire family. But somehow he's the governor because coincidentally they all got really sickly and died of unknown causes, which sounds like poison to me.
So you're saying that this guy intentionally killed the entirety of his family so that he could be in charge, and
Yes.
then swapped out his own personal dudes with people in the army so that they could poison the Aiko.
Yeah, I don't know how he got the poison to Echo, but I think he was at least part of the ambush and therefore part of the whole whole coup of the coup, if you will, because the first one was a coup, but this is the
cuckoo.
the coup's coup. Yeah.
That seems plausible.
I think
Yeah.
so. I drank a little bit and made a bunch of money, but we have money, guys. We made a bunch of money. I sold like almost 100 toys tonight.
Nice.
Hooray!
But anyway, I think it's him. I think we found it.
So how do we confirm?
Well, I was able to make some friends in some of the seedy underbelly of this town, so we might be able to maybe backtrack some shady dealings that he may have done.
I would
Like,
love
you know,
some sesame.
if
Does anybody have sesame?
is
Sorry.
Kyo saying this? Is Kyo asking for
Kyo was
sesame?
looking for sesame. You said seedy, and now I'm just like I could use the snack. They had no bar snacks at that tavern, and that just seemed like a poor business model. But she seemed like she was awfully worked. So, I also think she might be a spy.
Well, either way, no sesame that I was able to pick up, unfortunately.
That's
but
fine.
I do
Fruit's
have a
fine.
lot of veggies and extra apples for Paula Abnul.
If if a vegetable has seeds, it's a fruit. That sounds good to me.
So okay. So so we have reason to believe that he has the poison, and with Guy's network, we could potentially find out whether or not he's been trying to get a hold of poison within recent history.
Possibly.
So, is there anything else? So, what else do we need? Like actual physical proof that he may have done it, or at least was involved.
I
Probably.
mean, it would definitely help.
Yeah.
I mean, how far do you think you can get? How close do you think you can get?
To him or to his office where he probably keeps all of his paperwork.
Either.
Both.
I think the office makes more sense because he probably wouldn't be there right now, right? Well, I mean, I guess if his office is in his house, he might be there.
Yeah. So I mean I can scale the wall to get into the palace grounds, but outside of that I have no idea where I would be going. If he kept it in his personal office in his house that isn't in the palace, I don't know a ruler who doesn't live in their own palace.
Did we see an apothecary?
Oh, I'll either ask for.
I was gonna say, do we want to spend karma to get an idea? Because I think that's
If
a
we
thing
have
we can
karma,
do.
sure. Because
we have tons.
not only would it be useful for us narratively, but Guy can use it to as components for his trap making.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, because it's either where we follow the apothecary route where we try to get the dealer of the poison to rat on the guy, or we find physical evidence from his office. I think are the two places that we're looking at.
well, let me.
An apothecary might actually have records of the sale too.
That is if they're shady but still keep records.
I bet they would
Yeah.
because that'd be good blackmail. I think my thing is I have one thing that I forgot to mention, and I think I wanted to feel you guys out on this and see how you felt. But there's 70 kids in that academy. That's how many kids they're keeping to keep all those people out there working. And I know that some of us that sat with us really, really poorly. But we can deliver, if we can deliver 70, might throw in a few extra toys tomorrow, we can, what if we, in your traps, Guy, can you slip, I don't know, traps or weapons or something?
You wanna arm the kids?
Yeah, because if they break out of that academy and their parents find out about it, then the parents would rise up and overthrow Igurashi.
Yeah, but that does the one thing that the bodyguarders don't want us to do, which is cause an uprising, which will bring the army back this way.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know if you looked on the walls, but they have cannons pointing both directions.
Oh, that's right.
If
I
anything
forgot
starts,
about
they
that.
have the advantage.
So-
I am totally with you on getting the kids out of this place and getting the people back to lives where it isn't slavery.
Sure.
But I don't know how we do that without causing an all-out rebellion, which is
Well-
sure to bring the army.
We did
Well-
consider replacing Guro with somebody of our own. And if
Somebody of your
somebody
own
of
or
our own is
somebody-
in there. Sorry, go ahead, John.
I was going to say somebody of your own or somebody who would be willing to work with the rebellions.
Yeah. If we can put a guy in charge that's willing to do a little renovating on this place,
And
then we have somebody that could potentially turn things around without
we-
starting up a revolt that's going to end
Bloody.
really bad.
if we find out that he is the one who poisoned that
And
guy,
poisoned his whole family.
then we can report back to the coalition, and they will probably take care of him.
Well, my thinking is also, Guy, you have this new branch of your network here. Perhaps, I mean, I know that they're mostly suppliers and things like that, and I get that smuggling is the big thing. But is your just out of character? Is your network coalition adjacent at least, or are they just?
My I would. So out of character, we my network of spies. We've not really hashed out the details yet.
Okay.
But I would assume that my previous one that I had before coming to this town was coalition adjacent. I would imagine.
It would definitely make sense.
Okay. Then if that's the case, then my suggestion would be, at least we have the info on the kids, and we have info on where the academy is, how to get there, and we have an inroad there. And if he decides to buy more toys, this could be something we could use later. But can your network find somebody to replace him? Because if we find evidence that, I don't know if they would care about, because obviously poisoning, obviously if we find the proof for our mission, nobody outside of us are going to care. That they're going to applaud that action. But the fact that he may have killed all of his family to take over, that could end poorly, especially if, I mean, like I said, if we already find that info, then I think the apothecary was planning on probably blackmailing anyway, if we can find that information.
We could blackmail him.
That's what I was about to recommend
That's
as
true.
what Guy was about to recommend as well. We don't necessarily need to replace him. We just
But
need to
control
make
him?
sure that he is controlled in some way, and then that can be done with the right information hanging over his head.
Okay.
Does the Emperor want somebody who's untrustworthy enough to kill his own family to be in a position of power? What's to say that he wouldn't go after the Emperor to take the Emperor's position?
There's nothing saying that, and I bet we could make that case.
I mean,
Or
We just
someone
need proof of poison.
Yep.
I feel like that's a pretty common political practice. As long as you're not getting caught, then like the Emperor is probably safe from this guy. So I don't know if he'd care that much.
We could at least
But
try.
other people,
The Emperor may
but
not care, but he values his position enough to kill his entire family
There's
to
a-
be in that position.
There's a Lord Chancellor here.
Okay.
I'm saying if there's someone who's like slightly above the food chain, they would care more.
If the Lord Chancellor finds out something, because the Lord Chancellor is part of the Imperial Court, right?
He is.
There's somebody from the Imperial Court here. What if we find evidence and somehow get him to
An
take
anonymous
notice
tip.
that he's going to take out that guy to be part of the royal court?
I like that. I like that.
Possible.
I like
So-
that.
It's an interesting plan. But unfortunately, tonight,
Oh
The
yes,
children's bedtime.
no! No!
We are in our
decidedly not bitching.
final 2 minutes of our show. I want to thank everybody for coming out for the show. Obviously, we have an idea of where we're going
Can we
forward.
keep all of our karma?
Well, more likely you're
Karma.
going to have just as much next in 2 weeks for our next show. Now we have
2 weeks is Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's right.
So we're open to doing a show, but if y'all got family stuff, let us know.
and we could always talk about moving it around
We
or
could move it to another night.
filming it.
Or pre-filming it. But that, no chat interaction or free karma, which means I'm going to keep this stack of karma. I'm writing it down.
All right, but that's something that we can all discuss.
We'll update all the pertinent channels
Yeah.
with when our next show will be and in what format.
And Greg, we would love to possibly do this weekly at some point, but right now with the illuminated page on the
We would just have to
weeks,
find another
yeah.
night that worked for everybody. And right now, at least two of our cast, I think, work at the same place and specifically have this night off. So,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And for everybody who is not aware, I've just moved recently. I'm home for a moment, but we are actually moving up to Indiana. And once we get up there, I'm actually going to have a new schedule, which will be so much nicer. I'll essentially be out 5 o'clock, the equivalent here for y'all, every day, which
Nice.
I am going to love. But it's an exciting time for us, and yeah. Now that said, really quick, and this is more on a personal note from
Uh-oh.
me,
guys. He's
and of
getting
course,
serious.
yeah, I get serious sometimes.
He's getting
But
sappy.
I'm just going to toss it out there because it needs to be said, and that is that imprisoning children is wrong. And it's a horrible thing, and yeah, this might be triggering, or this might have been a difficult episode for some people who will eventually watch it.
Labor camps are wrong.
Yeah, talk about it. Talk about it with your friends. Talk about it with your family. Talk about it to the people who you think you need to talk about it with. But I'm saying on my part, yeah, it's terrible. I hope you realized it's terrible. So other than that, really quick, Nerd's Eye Twitch channel. Be sure to go and check them out. Brand new launched. I believe they had their first episode of a discussion between Eloy Lasanta, who is the head of Third Eye Games, and Craig from Nerdburger Games. He is an awesome. Both of them are awesome guys. So be sure to go check them out. And again, the Kickstarter for Todd Crapper's Kickstarter, which will include bringing accessibility to the Ninja Crusade. It will be launching on the 17th of this coming month. So that is Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's coming
Tuesday.
up.
Coming up really quick. So keep your eyes open for that. Other than that, does anybody else have any announcements they want to toss out really quick?
I'm going to be dropping a bunch of stuff here in the chat, if I can remember the chat command. So this is our cast for this show. Find us all on the social medias.
Guys, censored.
Again, did it go away
Yeah.
again?
I'm censored.
It's your name,
Because
guy, or your
because
character
yeah,
name is censored.
Automod thinks that it's a slur. It's not. It's not Automod. I've allowed it like 3 times, but if you have parental things on it, we'll block it. And then we're all Ranto and John and I are all wearing our butt naked dumplings. We do also still have Danketsu dodgeball shirts available in the store. I don't think you could see it if I turn around, but it's a bigger butt naked dumpling on the back, and you can get that at Shadow Merch. Exclam. There you go.
Probably not that visible.
No, I can totally see it. So Shadow.
I can see the butt crack.
Yep,
Make it
it's there. We tried to make an emoji, Twitch banned it, so can't do that.
And if you go to passionerdly.com, there's a link both to the store that has these goods as well as the Passionerdly podcasting store, which does have our our
nice.
poster as well.
Greg says the hoodies are super warm. Awesome.
Nice.
Are you in Indianapolis, Greg, or are you just saying we'd be close to Gen Con? Either way, yeah, we'll be near there. I did share It is twitch.tv/nerd_I for Nerd Eye Games on Twitch. Our other friends are, I'm going to go ahead and throw out. We do have some other stuff going on in the
St.
channel.
Louis.
St.
Okay.
Louis.
Awesome.
I grew up in Kansas City,
Cool.
so if you're a Cardinals fan, we have bad blood, but it's fine. But yeah,
Please.
our the Quiett Gentleman himself, Matt Quiett, is still raising money through the end of the year for Extra Life. If you can and are able and would love to help Children's Miracle Network hospitals, he's raising money for Riley Children's Hospital there in Indianapolis. One of our friends, Sean, was raising money for Texas Children's Hospital. Extra Life is a super great thing. I've posted the link for donations. Another thing, tomorrow night I will be on Hell on Earth, Deadlands Hell on Earth on Lore Explorers.
Should be on Hell on Earth.
Yeah. Actually, we're still in a Deadland. So I'm playing Deadlands Hell on Earth, but my post-apocalyptic character is in a game pod playing a Deadlands Weird West character. So it's Inception, it's RP Inception, and it's confusing. But that's tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central on twitch.tv/LOR Explorers. And then on Saturday, Matt is running a game. Matt will be doing Celasta tomorrow night, Celasta Crown of the Magister on Matt Plays at 6 p.m. Central here on twitch.tv/Quiett Gentleman. And then on Saturday, he will be at twitch.tv/the Nerd Asylum, I think is what it was. And he'll be running a D&D one-shot over there. And that link is now in the chat as well. The Call of Dice thing there is another Masks of Nyarlathotep stream that's run by some cosplayers in Norway. That first episode we're calling it episode 0 because Twitch ate it, but it was fantastic. Good people. So if you're inclined, support our friends. We like it when we have friends in the biz or friends on the platform, and they've loved us and said some really kind things. So we want to share the love with everybody else. But thank you all.
It's about time the Twitch community for role players started building a community.
And we're doing our best. We kind of like some niche games. I know that Call of Cthulhu is not niche exactly, but it's far more niche than D&D. But
true.
thank you all for being here. We thank our wonderful players.
Yeah.
And catch up with us on all the social media. Here's all the freaking things and the YouTubes, and join our Discord because we're fun and we talk about a lot of stuff and spam all day, but you can mute it and
If
only
you
say
need
when
to.
you want to. But other than that, I think that's everything I had to say, which was a lot.
Yeah.
But I play a character that talks a lot, so.
All right. Well, I think that's got us through the evening. Everybody enjoy. Go catch Critical Role or whatever it is that you watch in the evening, and have a good one.
We'll see you. We'll see you when we see you.
Night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
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 Ready for this?